exactly why I don't like something and how it could be changed. Probably, it depends on what it is. I mean, how am I to know? Oh, hi, hi.
Hello, folks.
Or should I say, whoosh, top of the ladies. Top of the ladies. My name is Silver Trigger.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the stream, and welcome to the Revolution Gaming Podcast. Yeah, for December again, I guess. But yeah, this is the end of the year awards edition, and we're gonna be giving away some awards and talking about our favorite games of the year. But we are gonna do a couple of the things that we normally do. Speaking of which, I'm gonna do a joke game. I think I'm the only one with one because I was the only fool who went through the list for January because, if I do anything, I make sure to do it overkill. My joke game is Kick Bastards.
Start out.
I'm sorry.
My joke game is Kick
If Ray
Bastards.
was to ever mention this game, you'd have to say KB, and it'd be like, what KB?
And welcome to the studio of the month already. Something games. And how you doing today, Savas?
Fitting, I guess.
Yeah, so
Is this a game where you just kick walls? Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
It appears that kicking is the main focus of the game.
It's pretty much how I thought it would be, yeah.
I played the demo. I really got a kick out of it.
Oh, shut up.
Oh,
Kick him. Kick Tim right off that chair right now.
Listen, there's a
you're
grappling
the
hook.
owner of the Discord. I'd kick you out of the call for that one.
Yeah, he's certainly kicking this off, isn't he?
What a way to kick this off. Yes, Silver.
Yes, that's what I already said, yeah. Okay, enough puns. Enough puns.
No more puns. Aw, man. But yeah, I thought this game would be a kick in the pants for everybody. So yeah, I thought I'd pick this as a joke game.
For fuck's
I'm
sake.
sorry. Is that trap just
In
a
all
bunch
fairness,
of
I would
feet
actually play
Yes.
this,
Yes, it actually is. Actually, it
the
is.
traps are kicking.
Yes, actually, everything is kicking. It's like Hi-Fi Rush, but with feet.
Wow. With the power of feet comes
Yes.
success? Question mark.
With great feet comes great
Power
responsibility.
of kicking.
Best
So-
played with a DDR platform.
All right, so I've got one review game. It's called Avatar. You should go play it. There's
Wait,
your...
I've got one more. Is
Okay.
that the kind of game you kick back and relax to?
Yes, it is.
Ah.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
Alright, that's it. You deserve a low blow for that
So-
one.
Yeah, how's it going, Pirate
Kicking the
Bossa?
nuts.
So yeah, we're gonna be doing our awards. If you have any thoughts about any of the award categories, make sure to mention them. Because we're starting off with best played together, best with friends, as I'm calling it. So let's see.
I was gonna say, don't say together because just any random stranger is not always the best to play games with.
Yeah. So let's see what Murmich did. Murmich picked RoboQuest, which I can't really blame him there. RoboQuest is a great game.
Good with a friend.
Yeah, I put it on my...
Only they could make it more players, but hey, they knew what they were making and they made it the way they wanted to.
I was gonna say, man, I don't know if they could afford to do any more players with it. Probably break the game.
That would be the fun part.
Yeah, it'd be broken, all right. No, I love the people that stream the game. I go follow their Twitch channel. The guy is absolutely fantastic. Plus, he's amazing at the game. But yeah, like so like this game was on my list last year. It would be this year, but like I try not to double up on it.
Right.
But yeah, it's amazing, man. If you haven't played this game yet, you need to go do so. It is a
As
fantastic...
long as you're fine with high-speed shooters, like
Yeah.
it's not high speed, but a lot of it can be real fast.
And if you don't get mad about mazes and puzzle platforming.
Well, at least
We can talk in more detail later. It's not the last time it's going to show up tonight.
Yeah, we have a lot of those type of things.
And perhaps about how obnoxiously long the invite codes are. Make them shorter, please. Thank you.
I mean,
I-
hey, it's a good way
Especially for
to do
us,
multiplayer at the
also.
very least.
All right, so let's see.
Mhm.
We'll do silvers next because we're going in order. Let's see. Baldur's Gate 3. Oh man, where's Dan? He'd be a proud little boy right now. He's
Right.
playing Rocksmith, so maybe we'll see him later. Look at both the games so far overwhelmingly positive. Look at that.
Unsurprisingly.
Yeah. So, do you think this is the last time you're gonna see Baldur's Gate 3 on this awards show?
You're a fool to think so.
Oh,
If you are.
oh, that was funny.
If you do, then you're obviously gonna be wrong, right? Like.
You haven't been here for very long if you think.
Now,
that's the last
remember,
time
everybody,
you've played
before anybody jumps on anybody, though, we only put games on our list that we've actually played.
exactly.
And me and Ray have
Yep.
not played Baldur's Gate 3.
Correct.
So,
I
don't
don't think I
expect
played hardly anything AAA actually. So
yeah. So don't expect it on Ray's list. There you go.
right.
It's not a disservice for
Yep.
Baldur's Gate 3, just not all of us have played it.
Just because it's not on the list does not mean it's a bad game. It just means that it's not a good game that we've played.
Yep, because
Let's see.
everybody's played.
Best
I
best with
understand.
friends for Ray is Anvil.
So also not the only time that's going to show up there, and in a matter of sense, that doesn't necessarily mean Anvil's a great game, but it is most certainly more fun with friends.
Mhm.
Yeah, we've played it
Absolutely.
together. It's not.
Oh yeah, we've
Yeah.
had massive amounts of fun playing Anvil.
Ooh, especially with some of the builds we've come up with. Holy
Oh
shit.
yes, oh yes.
We'll definitely detail that later on.
Yeah, like do
Right.
you like top-down shooters? Then Anvil's a perfect game for you. Like, but it comes with some caveats that we'll explain later.
Yes, we'll get to that later again when it shows up again on my list.
Okay, so mine's obviously going to be super out. It's going to be way out in left field, but I had such a fun time playing it, I couldn't leave it off the list. Even though I got paid to play it, it didn't matter at the end of the year. I still enjoyed a lot of it. Is Super Raft Boat Together?
I remember watching you playing that. It was pretty damn chaotic.
Yeah, and Ray played it with us. I mean, like, yeah.
Yes, that was a rather chaotically interesting and fun game.
Yeah.
I probably would have preferred if we didn't have to do remote play, but you know that's what we had available at the time,
Yeah,
and it worked.
Hey, listen, if I had more codes, I totally would have gave them out because it's a lot easier when you're not tied to the same screen.
Yes,
Yep.
certainly.
Indeed.
Alan Wake 2, Savas. Alan Wake 2. That would be my recommendation. You want to get a premium tier game at a great price. That's the time you can do it. Dan also took advantage of that. No, I love the bosses. I love the gameplay. I thought it was a lot of fun. You are right, Ray, though.
Mhm.
If everybody had their own copy, I imagine it'd be a lot better. But it's amazing.
But you
And
don't
there's-
have to. That's the brilliant part. Is if your friends don't have it, Steam Remote Play is there for you.
Yeah. And I don't know if they're
It's a
still...
great feature.
Yeah, and they're still updating
If
the
your
game
message
now.
all right.
They're
That's
still
good to know.
Yeah, even 6 months later, they're still updating the game. Alright, so next category, I believe, if we're all on the same page here.
Excuse me.
Don't mind me, I'm going back and forth. Worst gaming trend of the year. I don't need to fuck with Steam too much for this one.
Yeah.
Alright, so Mermage put $70 price tag on games. I would tend to agree. But due to inflation, I can kind of see it. But with the future of talking about $100 games, I can't see that shit, man. Like, I don't even care if it's GTA 6. I ain't paying $100 for it.
Yeah, fuck no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go to hell with that.
All right. Here's one that leads to conversation. Is Silver says unnecessary layoffs with zero excuses. Well,
Yep.
Do you know the biggest excuses, right? It's still a bit expensive for me,
Money.
but it's definitely why it works. Yeah. Yeah, money. It's like shareholders, right? That's the biggest one, right?
Right.
Uh, shareholders and making and propping up profits is the reason that everybody does layoffs. I mean, let's be absolutely real.
Yep.
So I don't know if there's ever a
Yeah,
time
but
that's
this
completely
year,
without reason, but it.
I mean, but this year particularly, it's been obscene.
You want to know
Obscene.
you want to know my theory, my game theory. You want to know my theory is
Yep.
I believe that a lot of companies, especially with the gaming boom during COVID, overhired.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the people went back to work and gaming started to slow down a bit, now everybody's trying to cut costs you know, to try and
Keep themselves
compensate for.
afloat.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Well, that
during
serves the publishers right. They
yeah,
shouldn't have
because I really
stuck
feel.
their hand too deep into the cookie jar.
Let's be real. Like during COVID, what did everybody do? Sit
Stay at home,
inside.
play games.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't agree with them laying the people off, Silver, but I also know that like they basically were like profits are rolling in higher, higher, especially virtually, and now like
Yeah, but then you have some companies that are like, oh, we're letting people off despite we've made more money than we did last year. I'm like,
yeah.
that's not a fucking good excuse. Fuck
Oh no,
off.
no, that's the whole point though, right? It's about shareholders, so it
That's
doesn't
what I'm. Yeah.
it doesn't matter if the company made more money than ever before. It's about making more money.
Yep. Because
Because profit
let's
isn't
say
enough.
Yeah,
they
because
don't want to make some money. They want all the money in the world.
well,
All of it.
also you always want to show growth year over year, right?
Yep.
So even if it's 1% by cutting 5,000 employees, they can at least at the end of the year say to their shareholders, "Hey, look, we made money."
Breaking even isn't profit, therefore not enough.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
it's ridiculous because it's unsustainable. Because what are you going to do? Eventually,
Yeah.
lay off every employee you have to make a profit? I mean,
And how are you going to make products without employees, motherfuckers?
no. What they
You
do
can't
is
make games without employees.
no, because this is
They
what
are your lifeblood.
I've been paying attention to this
Yep.
long enough to know how this works now, right? They
Mhm.
they
Yeah, it's
cut
about
cut all the
games, about
they cut all the employees. They do their financial report. Then they do a hiring freeze, and then hire people leading up to the next financial report, and then cut and repeat.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they make enough money, then they keep them on until next time they cut and repeat. So
Pretty much.
I've been paying attention to this long
Yeah.
enough and doing this long enough now, where it's like, yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah, like,
Pretty
Unfortunately.
common pattern.
yeah, unfortunately.
Yep. We're pretty much desensitized to it by now.
Okay,
So
worst
that's
trend:
that's not
wrong
something
devs for AAA titles. What do you mean by that
Yeah,
exactly?
that makes sense.
So the only example I can think of this year for it is if you guys have heard about I should have pulled this up before we got to this topic, but Advanced Wars Reboot Camp
Mm-hmm.
is I suppose you might not consider it a AAA franchise anymore necessarily, but it's a very beloved franchise that was getting a reboot.
Yeah, yeah, like a
and
remaster.
and you would think that it would be in Nintendo's best interest to hand that off to a dev team that is good at making turn-based strategy games, but they did not do that. They handed it off to a team that is known for other games that are not turn-based strategy games, and it's always disappointing to see when publishers hand off titles to dev teams that are clearly not suited to that workflow. Like another example from quite a few years ago would be Anthem, giving our one of the most beloved RPG story-driven RPG game developers a essentially live service MMO style game is gonna have some serious consequences, and it did.
Hey, do you guys feel like that's going to be the case with Fable?
It would not surprise me.
Ooh.
Because you got to think about it. Fable is being made by the developers who basically make Forza.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
another
have
great
much
example.
hope
It's
for
like,
that one.
why I can totally understand giving devs teams the chance to expand their repertoire, but that should most certainly not be done on an existing
With-
franchise, because you
yeah,
are
on
going
known
to
IPs, yeah.
fail. You are setting them up to fail because it's going to be compared to the previous games. You're already dealing with an audience that has very high expectations, very specific expectations, and unless you've recently hired a lot of new employees that are really good with the specific game you're dealing with, you're probably not going to come out with quite as good of a product as everyone's expecting. So it's sad and frustrating to see when a game is set up to fail in that manner.
Yeah. I mean, you'd think the companies would know people's strengths and try and stick with them as much as possible.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Hey, Roy and Pickless,
No,
how's
this
it
isn't
going?
the case, sadly.
To be fair, it can work sometimes. Like, for example, look at DICE. DICE went from making competitive shooters to suddenly putting out a Star Wars RPG Souls-like game pretty successfully. So some people can pull it off, but that's a risky play, and I'm surprised they even took that.
But wait a second.
Or no, was it
That-
not DICE? Who was it?
That's not DICE. That's the people
Oh,
behind
that's
Titanfall developer there.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, God, what's the name?
crap. I always get them mixed up.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Don't worry, we have the power of the internet to save us.
Yes, let me just go pull
Res-
up Titanfall 2 on my...
Respawn. There you go.
Respawn.
Respawn.
Respawn. Thank you. Yeah.
Correction. Respawn, not DICE. There you go.
Yeah,
some dev teams can pull it off. Whether that's necessarily anything to do with the dev team or not but regardless, it's a risky strategy or plan, and it's more likely to fail, and more often fails than succeeds.
Yes.
Of all the risks that I want to see publishers taking, it is not that. I would like them to take quote-unquote risks with making games that are more fun and better products than to just try and milk as much money as they can out of them.
Okay.
Or creatively ambitious games.
That's true.
Instead of just focusing on the whole cash cow aspect.
But it's got great graphics. We don't care about graphics.
That's not all we care about. Like, I mean, like that when people only care about that, that's the part that bothers me, right? I don't mind looking at. I don't mind looking at a pretty game, but but a pretty game with like shit combat and like no gameplay, I don't really care about that.
Yeah.
That doesn't run very well.
Yeah, exactly.
It's poorly optimized.
Like if I want that kind of thing that look pretty and shit gameplay, I'd rather watch a movie.
Honestly, there are like 3 categories of people that actually care about how a game looks, and that is reviewers, journalists, and console fanboys. That's it. Nobody else cares.
Pretty much.
Nobody else cares, and the console fanboys only care because that's the one thing that they keep their consoles compete over, is like, oh, it looks the best over here.
Yeah.
Does it really?
Even though basically both PlayStation and Xbox essentially run the same hardware. I mean, there is very little difference between a PS5 and an Xbox Series X. Sure, the S, yes, but the S is the budget model. And the only thing that's different in the S is the CPU, not the GPU. So, and the RAM. But I mean, like, it's not, there's not a big difference between the two. So everybody's all like, PS5 powerful, Xbox has more teraflops. They're basically the same machine, which it's so funny to me to hear people bitch about that.
And you can make a PC that does the same thing for cheaper.
Yeah, you could go to Parts Picker right now. You can do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or for the same price, you could get something better that shows everything even better. better. So,
Yeah.
are they the best? No.
Especially when we're getting so many like mid-generation refreshes now. It's definitely almost not worth it to get a console at all, really.
You don't tell me about it.
Oh my
Especially
goodness.
with the PlayStation 5.
Okay, there's
refresh
another
stuff.
thing we could say.
Yeah,
Can we stop
transition,
doing this?
yeah.
Well, I think the problem
Yeah,
is that
that's
the
the-
technology moves forward too fast anymore. So it's kind of a necessity for if you want to keep consoles like competitive. But
viable.
yeah, but it really puts a strain on people financially because you're asking them to buy and then buy again. And then a couple of years later, okay, you're like, oh, now it's next generation of console, then buy and buy again. You know, it doesn't work like that. So for my worst gaming trend, I put two, but they're pretty simple. CGI only trailers. I find that to be the most obnoxious thing.
This has got to stop.
Yeah, like
Oh yeah, that's been egregious
I-
for
I-
years.
I understand if you're doing a reveal trailer. Okay, if you're having a reveal trailer, that's fine. But if it's your second trailer, or this is like your big trailer before a game comes out, it should be primarily gameplay, right? Like,
Yep, it should be gameplay footage.
if you're 3 months
Or
out
gameplay
from
cutscenes.
yeah, if you're 3 months out from release and you're releasing CGI trailers for a game, I'm not going to trust that it's going to be a good product. I want to see gameplay. I think that's part of the problem with Avatar. Like Avatar, they did not show shit for gameplay, so people automatically assumed it was just going to be Far Cry in the Avatar universe, which it is completely not though. Like it's actually it's a really good game, and it's nothing like Far Cry, and everybody's like, it's just Far Cry. No, it's not. It's not even made from the same development team as Far Cry. It's under Ubisoft, but it's a completely different team. So it's just it baffles me how badly they did with promotion of that game.
Yeah,
And
but at least it wasn't a shit game, so yeah, it was a huge plus.
yeah, no, like Massive did a great job on that. And then the other part is releasing without basic features. So like like releasing without New Game Plus or anything like that is kind of ridiculous, right? You shouldn't be
Especially
waiting for
nowadays.
Okay, let me give a perfect example, right? Like Dan bought Alan Wake 2 because it was on sale. To go back to what we were talking about with the Epic Game Store. But they patched in New Game Plus right after the Game Awards, which broke some of the things in the game, and now the development team is on holiday until after the first of the year. So all the people that buy Alan Wake 2 from now until the end of the year are gonna have issues because you can't pick up like storage expansion and a few other things in New Game Plus that like you don't need them, but it's still like unnecessary bugs that they created by releasing it so much later after the initial launch. Or in Spider-Man's case, Spider-Man 2's case, they've delayed New Game Plus all the way into like February of 2024. So it's gonna be 5 months after release before you even get a New Game Plus mode in Spider-Man.
Well, I mean, Ghost of Tsushima also kind of like delayed their New Game Plus until after it came out. So
no, I'm saying like that is something where you could literally, when you come up with a release date, add 1 month and have it done.
Yep.
I understand everybody I understand that most like AAA games want to launch between September and November for the holiday season. Or it seems like now between February and like April is like a secondary block like that, right? I don't know why. I don't know how they came up with that system, especially the February part, but I guess tax time, I don't know. But it seems like they all want to release in there, but sometimes they just put them there and go, "Oh, we'll see what happens when we release." That's pretty much it. So I find that's a gaming trend that needs to end. You know, release if you need to patch your game, I understand, but release a feature complete game at least, right? Don't be like
definitely.
Especially something
Oh,
for
yeah.
like Spider-Man. Spider-Man's like an 8-hour campaign, 8 to 10 hours, right? Most people beat it in the first weekend that they owned it. And for all these people, they're not going to be able to go back and play any more of that game unless they want to do the same thing over and over again with no carryover
Yep.
content for like months. And that's our $70 AAA quality game.
Yeah.
And these are the same people that are the same people that
This is-
bitch like crazy that Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year when there's hundreds of hours of content in Baldur's Gate 3.
Yep.
And Baldur's
Approximately 120. if
and
you
on
want
P-
one-
and on
100%.
PC Baldur's Gate 3 isn't even $70. I believe it's 60.
It's about 50 something. Yeah,
Yeah.
60, yeah.
Yeah, so I would love to know the reason why people bitch so much about that. I really would.
They're
All
very
right.
blindsided, or they're just whatever.
All right, we got one more negative topic, and then we're going positive after that. I promise. Next topic is worst company, worst gaming company. Let's see. Activision Blizzard. I do not know why, Murmich. I would love to ask him why it's the worst this year, but we'll put it there. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess probably Call of Duty.
Well, let's see. There's the whole always online for Diablo 4, the absolute ridiculously microtransaction garbage in Diablo 4, Overwatch 2's shitty release, and lack of actual PVE content. Do you want me to go on?
Or the
Do you want
actual
me to go on?
that was the
Yeah,
whole
this is why.
that was the whole reason they were going to release Overwatch 2 anyway, was because of the PvE content that they never ended up putting in the game.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. And you got it, Tim. Do you want me to go on? Because there's more.
No,
I mean,
But
to be
why?
fair, it's probably
There
just
is
low
more.
hanging fruit.
yeah.
There is. There's plenty to complain about Activision Blizzard just this year alone.
Well, we'll see
Not
what
talking about
happens.
previous years. No, it's just this
We're
year.
gonna see what happens because the leadership changes in 12 days.
Honestly, I doubt that's
We
going
can
to change
only
a fucking
hope
thing.
that changes things.
We can all cross our fingers, but I'm going to be pessimistic because that's how I am. And
You-
because
you-
when
you
tell
think-
me when and how much has the gaming industry changed for the better in the
Oh,
last
because-
10 years?
I was gonna say, you don't think Microsoft's gonna change anything over there?
We'll see. I'll still remain pessimistic until I see actual changes, positive changes.
Oh, you don't want
I-
negative ones?
I ain't gonna. But, Tim, we have
Well, to
enough
be fair, if there is
actual
negative
noise.
changes, at least we won't have to have any hopes for the
Okay.
future, right?
Worst company for Ray is Unity. That's justified.
Again, low
Yes,
hanging
that's
fruit.
it is totally justified, though.
Okay, and
Totally
my,
justified.
and my worst game company of the year is Fantastic for the day before,
the
which
scam. Yeah,
Yeah,
the scam of the decade.
the scam before
What
Yeah,
what
the
company are you
scam
talking about,
before.
Tim?
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's
Who's
not
that?
what they're called anymore. They're called Blue Point now.
What?
Was it- no,
No, they
was it
don't.
Blue
They don't
Point?
exist. Fantastic's gone.
Yeah, they don't exist. They're
closed.
called something else now.
The-
What do they change? Oh, 8 Points. Is it 8 Point or something like that? They changed their name.
No, Fantastic closed. They had to shut down.
Yeah, I know, but they technically changed their name too. You didn't see
Oh,
the
did they?
videos about
No, I
it?
didn't. I didn't
Yeah.
actually see those.
Yeah, they changed their fucking studio name. They shut down the studio name and then rebranded.
wait.
If you check on SteamDB, if you check on SteamDB and look up Fantastic, you'll actually see that they changed their studio name to something else.
Oh no, that was
It actually
debunked.
tells you everything that the studios do. Oh,
That-
that's debunked.
Yeah, that was debunked because that was the. I know what you're talking about. That is
Okay.
under the Wild 8, right? Is that what it was?
That could be.
Okay, so if you go to the Wild 8, right, and it has 8 points as the developer, 8 points is the development team that is currently working on the game, and Hype Train Digital are the ones that changed it because the original developer of the Wild 8 was Fantastic. Then they sold the game back to the developer, and then 8 points is the development team that's been working on it the last, however many years.
Wow.
Yeah. So that one was debunked. Like Fantastic is literally gone.
Okay. Well, good riddance.
How's it going,
They
Cena?
shouldn't have tried to scam people.
Oh, I agree with that 100%. So here's one. We've got 2 awards that are now like dedicated to fallen colleagues, basically people that have passed away that have been part of the community. The first one is the Air Razor Award, which Air Razor was one of the most hardcore dudes when it came to gaming that I ever met. So with Air Razor Award is the game that we played the most this year. Let's see. Wow, I only can imagine what Silver's is going to be. P.S.
I have no idea.
It's obvious. It really is. Considering I've been doing it for the last, what, month?
Okay,
No, I
so
wonder
At
if
this
we
point-
didn't underestimate this, because I don't know that we played that much PSO2. I mean, yeah,
You know, I think
Three of us
Merman should have
play
actually put Deep
dedicated.
Rock Galactic, because he played like 300 hours of that game this year alone.
yeah, so
200, something like that.
so that's what Murmich
It's
put.
absurd.
He said he played PSO2 New Genesis most.
Nah, that's BS. He,
I mean,
we
yes,
play that almost every day. I mean, that's
Yes.
understandable. We do play that
we
every
do
day.
play a lot of that, but I feel like
But
he could do other stuff too.
he played Deep Rock Galactic more than most games this year that he's played this year.
Well,
know that for a
actually,
fact,
I think
he's
he's
played that
probably
a
got
lot.
the same game. He should have probably had the same game I have down, which is Backpack Hero, because we
That
played a
too.
lot of Backpack Hero this year.
Most played hours.
You did.
Can we guess what Silver's is? Can we guess what Silver's is? It's Baldur's Gate
Is it
3.
Diablo 4.
It's Baldur's Gate 3.
No. Yes. Okay, ignoring 45 hours of that time because I played that during early access and played about what? I think that says like 110 something like that. That's more like 60 hours, give or take. Just that. But it's pretty much my most played game this year, even just with the month of time. That's how many hours I've played that damn game. Well worth it though.
Ray's is Backpack Hero, as he mentioned. Or Slay the Spire with backpack management.
Inventory management.
Yeah, that's what I figured out. After playing it, that was my assumption.
I mean, pretty much. Especially if you play Toad, because Toad actually plays like a card battler,
Yeah.
sort of. So, it's, yeah. Roguelikes, you can spend a lot of time on roguelikes. It is not hard.
Once I figured out the armor stuff, I was a lot better off in the game.
Yeah.
All right, and mine is Madden 24 because I have 171 hours and 18 minutes this year. Only from August to now, I have 171 hours in Madden 24.
Oh my god, that's embarrassing. But hey, at least you aren't one of the many idiots who spent money on it.
Yeah, I got it for free because they fucked up my franchise last year. I literally got it for free.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, at least you didn't have to pay, what, $70, $80, $100 on it? Yeah.
Oh yeah, for the deluxe edition, it was like $100, and I got it for free. So yeah.
Well, I guess that's the only consolation prize, I suppose.
Dude, listen, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, Madden franchise mode is the best RPG for sports fans in the world. Okay? You build a
Wow.
team, you
Well, yeah.
draft, and then you grind players and you make them better. It's literally an RPG. That's how franchise mode works in that game.
Yep, pretty much. From what I've heard, yeah, it sounds about
So
right.
what I do is I just take really shitty teams and then try and rebuild them. Or in my online fantasy league, I pick mid teams and try and make them good and try and compete with other people. That's all. Like I have never played MUT. I have never played Madden Ultimate Team. I have no desire to even open it up. I just play franchise either online or offline. That's the only reason I ever play Madden.
Right on, Tim. Right on.
Let's see. So the next category is most creative. Let's see what Murmich has for this one.
That was a really tough one for me to
What the golf?
decide over. Yeah, it
Yeah,
had
Murmich
some
really liked What the
creative
Golf.
levels. It's a very creative level design. It was very creative. I'd definitely give it that. It was pretty fun and funny too, from what I saw of most playing. Definitely had a great sense of humor.
Oh yeah.
It's too bad Mehmet's not here to gush over the game, because it really is a really fun game from what I've seen.
It's
Even-
very unique.
Yes, actually, yes, I agree.
Okay, wait a sec. I'm gonna have to give him shit, but wait a sec. I think the other one that he mentioned came out this year.
Yeah, there's what the bat.
No.
what they call it.
Nope, neither one of them came out in 2023.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to give him shit. That's fine.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, right, that was the VR one.
Mehmet, you've got to fact check. Come on, Mehmet. I know he's in a hurry, but he had to fact check. Come on.
Okay.
Because I tried to make sure every game that I mentioned is what came out this year. But
I-
it was early, out of early access.
I have to agree with Silver's, which is Spray Farm.
Mm-hmm. A nice little blend of magic and farming. I've been playing about 10 hours of it so far over the last several days.
Yeah, I actually
Trying
get.
to catch up to you.
And actually-
World.
And actually, since Silver has the deluxe edition, he gets access to the new area that just opened up.
And my goodness, wow, it's not more vertical than the main island. I'll say it that much. I haven't explored too much of it, but it's very beautiful.
Listen,
So much color.
if I had
So colorful.
if I had the money to buy everybody a copy of this, I would love to have like 4 people just play through this and have fun with it, because it is a
Oh, yeah, imagine
fantastic
how
game.
much we would get done.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, imagine how much would get done with 4 of us. Oh man, it's because it's I won't get too negative about this obviously, but it's so tedious to do everything by yourself.
Yeah.
I don't have the patience for it.
But I don't
but
think it's really
I'm
meant to be
trying.
played by yourself.
No, it isn't. But the problem is that progress is only made by the person that hosts the world. It's no one else gets progress, which is a shame. But I understand why. But again, it's such a shame because that means I have to do everything twice now, which sucks. But I enjoy the game enough where I'm willing to do that. But I'm not doing it a 3rd or a 4th time. I'm sorry.
It's like Stardew Valley on steroids. That's the way I would describe the game.
Pretty much
Oh.
with magic, but I
Yes.
haven't gotten to that part yet.
Yes, Harry.
Soon.
Yeah, because there actually is combat in the game. It's not just Stardew Valley stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
especially
Stardew Valley
if you
had
want to
combat
actually
too,
start-
but
Oh well, yeah,
Yeah,
in
it's
the
actually
mines, but I'm
casting
talking about
spells.
like actual like spells and
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Yep. Your tools and the staff that you possess have magical abilities as you upgrade your gear. At
Ooh,
least that's what
okay.
it tells you.
I agree with Ray's choice. Shadow of Doubt.
I tried my best to keep early access titles off, but I feel like Shadows of Doubt kind of deserves.
Oh,
to
you
be
have
on
that
here.
too?
I picked it
You
up
have-
earlier this year.
Mm.
Or
Yeah,
not
I
early,
picked
well,
it
like
up
later.
Picked it up a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, as soon as
Yeah,
I
I
saw
saw
what
it
this
came out
was,
about
it was
that.
like, oh, that's such a good idea. I love it.
Very interactive too.
Right, procedurally generated too, which is not something that you
Mhm.
really think of with
An
puzzles like
entire
this.
city.
Right.
Oh,
I mean,
an entire city.
it's-
I'm like, oh.
It's a murder mystery game, and that's
Mm-hmm.
brilliant. Because especially if you can make it like sort of almost roguelike and procedural,
Mm-hmm.
it takes a whole lot of strain off of the back of the writers
Oh yeah.
to some degree.
Plus
I mean, I
everyone has a
suppose
schedule.
They have to write other things now, but yeah.
Everyone has a schedule too. And you know it's
But
not
yeah,
broken
it's-
and busted.
It's just you can do anything. My only gripe is that I feel like the stealth mechanics are a little wonky, shall we say?
Hopefully that will get
Perhaps I'm not
updated as the
playing
game
enough
goes
to-
along.
Yeah, but that's the
I've not
thing
played
is like
enough
it's
to figure that out, but yeah.
it's still early access and it's already extremely ambitious, creative
Oh yeah.
design. So
Damn
they
right it
really
is.
can only go up from here as long as they're fixing stuff.
Alright. Mine is probably no surprise to anybody who watched me play it. It's a Viewfinder. Viewfinder is definitely mine. Viewfinder
I like
is
the whole mechanic of that game.
yeah.
Absolutely.
The whole mechanic of the game is probably one of the most fascinating when it comes to puzzles that I've played.
I love that trippy stuff. I really do.
Yeah, it's an
Those guys-
absolute.
Oh.
It was an absolute trip to play. And for even for somebody for me who's not like an expert at puzzling, it was easy enough for me to pick up and play. Where how's it going, useless? Yeah, like it was easy enough for me to figure out, at least in the beginning part. I loved it though, like the visual effects that you can do in the game within the concept that they give you is fantastic. Like I said, the amount of like, especially when you get to the point where you can take more pictures. There's no, it doesn't just give you one way to solve a puzzle. It gives you multiple ways to solve a puzzle.
Brilliant.
And I really, really enjoyed the game. It's definitely one that stuck with me above all the rest when it came to creativity, for sure. And you can pet the cat. Pet the cat, 10 out of 10.
That is also a feature in another game that's going to be talked about this evening, so
Yeah.
don't be surprised if you hear that up more often.
Okay, best music. Hey, you know what's that? All right, so we are to music. Hi-Fi Rush. Okay, I can't argue with that one from much at all.
A lot of the game.
Oh, that's one of its main features. The music. Like a musical, but
I would
not
say,
as not as dramatic.
I also say
Or not as annoying.
if it was more than one, I would say like Hi-Fi Rush would be like my third most creative game of the year too. Like,
Oh yeah, especially since it was like an even shadow drop. That was even the most amazing part about it. It was just a shadow drop, and then boom,
yeah.
its popularity exploded, which is well deserved.
Well, that's what happens when you shadow drop something. I wish people would do that more often. As long as you have something good to
Right.
show, right? Like something like this. This is not a AAA game, but man, it had AAA production value to it. So, it's only a $30 game, and they shadow drop it, and it blew up. So you can ask for it.
And so all the positivity is well deserved.
But yeah,
Now, did
I
you award?
Yeah, and I also love the fact that like Nine Inch Nails and a lot of other artists are involved in the game as well. So it's not just in-house music. There is also actual artists involved as well. Oh my god!
Pleasure.
Oh my god, Silver! I didn't see it until I got here. All right, Silver's choice for best music. Baldur's Gate 3.
I'm sorry, okay, but I'm a huge fan of the orchestral music. It really does, breathe life into the experiences of the game, especially with combat.
So,
The combat music.
anybody have any more
It
guesses?
changes.
Anybody have any
It
more
changes
guesses
depending
about
on which theme you're
how many more times we're gonna see Baldur's Gate 3 today?
I was going to say, if you want a drinking game this evening, just take a shot whenever Baldur's Gate 3 is said.
Yeah,
You might have problems in the morning, but I think you'll
especially with
survive.
headache. Yeah, don't
You'll,
worry.
you'll
You'll
probably survive.
I think it's only mentioned one more time. I
and,
think.
and honestly, I understand it does have like a big grandiose score with orchestral.
It does.
So,
Oh my goodness, it does.
I do wonder.
Especially since the music changes, the theme of the music changes with each region you move to, because you're not always on the surface. Oh, there's more to Dungeons and Dragons game than the surface world, of course.
So I can't say as I blame you, Silver. It's fine. It's just funny. That's all.
No,
Eh,
I know.
Of course.
Okay, and I would tend to agree with Ray's choice as well, which is RoboQuest. RoboQuest has fantastic music.
Oh yeah.
Music
Definitely.
as you blast your way through enemies.
Oh, especially the title theme music. Oh, I literally stay on the title screen just for a
Or the
minute or
loading
two.
screen. Like, the
Listen to the
loading
track.
screen has great music.
Oh
It's
yeah,
all great.
It's a sick beat. Oh, it just gets you pumped, Just gets you fucking
Yep.
pumped. It reminds me of a not so aggressive first-person shooter like what, again, Nightmare Reaper, Dusk, and a Medieval have, where they have like heavy metal or Proteus, synth with techno and heavy metal. It's a little bit more of the chiller side, but still enough, oomph to get you blood flowing, get you into the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's see. Mine.
Especially since you last played, Tim, the music has
So you
actually,
said you played
changed.
your 4 games music during the intro. Does anybody have any idea what that was?
I don't. Well, I mean, we did.
Me and
discuss
Silver
this.
were discussing a little bit. I heard
Dave
a lot
the
of
Diver?
boat themed stuff. So
Dave the Diver, Tim? Dave the Diver?
Cassette Beast.
cassette beats.
Oh, I
Fine.
played that too. Yeah, very much like it's a very unique little. Well, it reminds me of Pokemon, but instead of actual Pokemon creatures, they're like more like cassette possessed creatures.
Yeah.
Like cassette summon. It's a bit confusing, but I played a little bit of it myself as well.
And the funny part is, they play the song during the during the trailer. So.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's definitely a game that stuck out for me for many reasons, but music was definitely one of them. And I'm glad it ended up with overwhelming positive reviews, because it deserved it. And that means that every game in the best music category had overwhelmingly positive reviews.
Hey, cool. Hopefully that trend follows next year. Fingers crossed.
But yeah, Cassette Beast is fantastic. If you want a PC version of Pokemon with a twist, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And also it's on Game Pass, so definitely give it a shot if you have
Yeah,
Game
it
Pass.
is. Yeah, and even if you don't have Game Pass, it's $20 and it has a full-on expansion that's like $7.
Worth buying.
There's a lot of content that you can get with this game. So yeah,
Definitely worth buying.
highly recommended. All right, best early access game. Oh boy, what did
I'm sure.
Okay, you know what's
Yeah,
funny?
see,
Eh,
I didn't add that thing to mine because I was like, you know what? No, it's already been on there twice. I don't need to add that a third time for that.
All right, so Mermich has put on Void Crew.
Understandable.
Yes,
It is definitely fun, especially with
fair enough.
a group of not so hard to bicker with or not so easy to bicker with friends. Yeah, it requires a lot of teamwork though,
Oh, certainly.
because it's not meant to be played solo. So until they actually add intelligent bots, don't play it solo.
Aw, I want unintelligent things. I thought we were playing like Fallout, and you take all your intelligence and turn it down to nothing, and put it in another category.
Yeah, it's a whole different game when you have 0.
Exactly. Exactly.
Not that I've ever tried, but I've definitely seen the hilarities unfold.
If all systems fail and
Let's see. Silver's is Gloomwood.
to blame your teammates.
Of course. It's not out yet, but it will be eventually. But it's basically a pleasant blend of the good old Thief games from the late 90s, excuse me, and the early 2000s, mixed with a steampunk Victorian theme. Lots of cool, plenty of interactivity. My god, the game is so interactive. You can pretty much interact with anything that's not nailed down, including windows. So you can find all sorts of ways to get inside a building without causing traps or noise. All you gotta do is be perceptive.
I was gonna say, I've seen a lot of people play it. I have not personally played it, but I've seen a lot of people play the game before.
You must try the demo. I urge you to consider trying the demo, especially if you like I don't know, first-person stealth games in general, because it technically is a stealth game. But you can play loud, but you just have to be armed. And
Yeah,
prepared
yeah.
to
He's like, you
jump in
better
bullets.
have yourself lubed up beforehand, but you can play loud.
Well,
Because you're gonna
at least
get bent
backstabbing
over.
is actually causing-
You're gonna get bent over and fornicated.
Yeah. You're gonna get destroyed. Yeah.
Yeah, see? Like, you can play it that way if you want to die.
Yeah, I mean.
It
I will
is
say
an
that
option, you know, like
Yeah.
you so
you can get
choose.
plenty of ammo. You get
Exactly.
ammo for the revolver, but it is loud and you could attract unwanted attention. So yeah.
All attention is wanted. We're on the internet.
There's no such thing as bad PR.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah, exactly. I gotta say something ridiculous to get more viewers.
Well, this year was like hold my beer, or should I say hold my freaking keg of beer.
Hold my Twitter account, please. I can't be trusted with it.
Hold my overpriced cookies.
More like PTSD, more like Twitch SD. Oof.
All right, Death Must Die is Ray's.
To nobody's great surprise. Come on, who didn't see this already?
Oh, I did.
Out of the
My
whole,
new favorite game of the year.
honestly, out of all the whole entire year, I'm kind of surprised. But out of lately, I am not surprised at all.
As far as
Especially
early
the
access
fun.
goes, like Void Crew is absolutely a good option. A honorable mention could be Blackout Protocol is another good one.
Yep.
Mm.
But this game has so much potential. It looks fantastic. It is clean, and they have lots planned for it that I am looking forward to a lot of.
That's great.
So
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Any idea what mine is? Anybody want to take a guess? Because they're probably gonna be wrong.
Oh, early access.
Yeah, because
Guys, how many early access games have you played this year? Too?
unless
100 or so. I mean, like,
yeah, that's the problem. Unless I have it or I'm following it.
I don't even know where to
actually
start.
wouldn't know. Yeah, considering there's so many that have been out that have come out this year alone.
All right. Mine is Void Train.
Ah, the other Void game, of course.
Now this one would be great with 4 people because it does have 4-person co-op. Yeah, it's a survival crafting game on a giant, like, what do you call it? Dimension sprawling train.
I was about to say, is it because of the space-time continuum? What is this, Stargate, but on a train?
Yeah, pretty much.
Kind of, yeah.
Oh,
And-
wow.
And you build up your train.
Was I joking?
You build up your train to travel between places, and your train is like your main hub of crafting. But you can basically sprawl out from there. Yes, yeah, I did, Dad Forky. Yes, I did. I really enjoyed this game a lot. So, yeah, I recommend it. Definitely one of the best early access game I've played of the year. I went back and I looked, right? Like, we get so close to the end, and the year's so long, that sometimes you forget about stuff that you played. I literally had to go back and look at what I had played. Especially when it came time to make, like, the top 10 list. Yeah, I had to go back.
You had to dig.
Yeah, because I can't be like, what have I played recently only? You know, it doesn't work.
I mean,
like
you'd
that.
have enough games to fill your list for recent games you played only, but that wouldn't be
Probably.
a necessarily accurate list.
I don't know. I play a lot of games, but not a lot of games are great.
Not everything is made equal after all.
Yeah, there's a lot of games where where a lot of people are like, this game is fantastic, and I play it and I'm like, man. You know?
Yeah, we each have our own opinions about the games we play.
Exactly.
All
All
That's
right.
why we have more than one person on the podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why we have
Opinion,
different opinions on the
breeds
podcast.
discussion.
That's yes.
Yep.
All right.
Differences of opinion breeds discussions.
So the last
Keep it simple.
last minor category we have before we get to the big stuff is worst game of the year.
I'll explain why I picked mine in honor of remember since he's not here. I'm gonna guess he'll
Payday
same
3.
thoughts or similar thoughts.
Is that your worst of the year too?
Yep.
Oh, it is.
I can
Wow.
explain why.
Okay.
Right, so
Sit down.
I'm gonna try
It's
not
gonna
to
take
be
a while.
too long. I'm gonna try not to be too long. I'll try to get to my point as quickly as I can.
Okay.
Basically, compared to Payday 2, especially a base launch. I'm speaking about base launch. I'm talking about years after. So Payday 2 started with the whole CrimeNet feature, which was a huge boon to the game because it basically allowed you to get into games without having to fiddle about with security, sorry, not security, difficulty and stuff like that, or even what kind of heist you want to play. You just were able to get in with a group of friends and boom, you're in. Start the heist, go. And the UI was pretty good, easy to get through, easy to know, and it had for the weapons and good categories. The weapons were properly sorted and stuff like that, and there were obviously sorting options and stuff like that, especially with the gadgets and the skills and whatever came after. But then you have Payday 3. Its UI is effing terrible, especially with the loadout system. It's absolutely dog shit. The content is so limited. There is no crime net, so you actually want to get a limited amount of heists to choose from, and there's not much else other than picking the difficulty and boom, off you go. So yeah, those were my major gripes with it compared to the original game. It's not nowhere near as satisfying, nowhere near as feature rich, and I'm just sorry.
Sounds like this game is more classified as most disappointing game.
Yeah, it felt more rushed, and honestly, it really did feel like the game was rushed. It did, they didn't take into consideration or even care, in my opinion, about features or what would be missing from the launch. The gameplay is good. Don't get me wrong, gameplay is fine, refined. It's much better than Payday 2's, and more smoother, I'd say. But other than that, especially with the whole drills, thank God they got rid of the fucking drills.
Oh, come on!
Part of the drills. I get that was a running joke in Payday 2.
Yeah, it was.
After 5 years, it got fucking old, and then after another 5 years, it got really fucking old. I was like, okay, we're done now. The joke is dead and gone. Please shut the fuck up about fucking drills. Like
Drills!
Except for a select few. I know people, I know. Except for a select few, most of them had fucking drills. Some of them didn't. Like the cocaine one. Thank God that didn't have fucking drills. Imagine if you had to deal with drills while you're fucking making cocaine. Wonderful. Thanks. But, yeah.
Let's make cocaine with a drill.
Oh, that'd be fucking fun. And also very impossible to do.
Yeah, exactly.
But don't actually try people, because I'm not curious. I don't want to know.
Alright.
But, yeah. It is my worst game. At least that I've played. I mean, we could go with the obvious, the whole agree with the whole internet and say, yeah, Pong is the worst game.
We all know what the worst games of the year are overall. It's just
Pong and
worst. Yeah, it is.
The decade.
That's where we're different. We only talk about games we played. So, like, we could all say the same shit if we want to go along with the internet, but we're going with what we've actually played.
But no, I'm going with personal experience, and Payday 3 for me personally is the worst game I've played this year.
Alright, so Raze is actually Anvil, which is best with
would show up again.
Best with friends, but worst.
So, a lot of this necessarily isn't the devs' fault per se, but Anvil had a problem with their publisher that they switched with, and in that process, they ended up losing the rights to publish the game on Xbox, unfortunately. Which means that by launching with the ability to play crossplay on Xbox, or eventually having crossplay with Xbox, the game is no longer going to be supported on Xbox, and that is extremely unfortunate.
That's crazy.
In addition to that, it does feel like it was initially designed to have more content, and it is yet to quite receive a huge amount of content. Like, there's definitely a lot of fun to be had here, but it always has felt like the game needed to have more constant updates than I think it's been getting.
Does it have? Is it getting any more updates at all?
I believe there's still some updates planned. I haven't checked recently, unfortunately.
Last one that they on here is September 19th.
That's 3 months ago. Damn.
And it's all just weapons. Wow.
Decent variety of weapons there, so.
Yeah, I would say like
Weapons isn't a bad thing to update, but yeah, it definitely feels like there needs to be more.
Yeah, the content loop is definitely not large enough if they're...
No. No, it isn't.
That's sad, man, because this game had massive potential. It just never got
It
there.
did, and that is why as with Silver, my worst game is more the most disappointing situation of the year rather than necessarily being
Yeah.
bad.
Because as Ray and I usually say, we don't play bad games. Really, we try not to, because we just don't. We're not really willing to risk our money to experience a game that's bad.
Okay,
Not
so
me anyway. I don't want that.
my worst game of the year is Stray. Fuck that cat. No, wait, what?
Shh,
my-
bastard.
my worst game of the year is Stray Souls. That's what it is. Stray Souls.
Stray Souls. Good,
Okay.
good one.
Yeah.
Good one.
Good save, good save.
one. Good save, man.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
from what I've seen you play that game, yeah.
look at the review score. Mostly negative. It deserves it.
I wonder why.
But no,
They
this
convoluted the game.
this is
What call it
this
called.
is has to be one of the most painfully terrible games I've played in quite some time. I've played bad games. This game is utterly fucking painful to play. It is bad to the point of like I hated it.
That's boo.
I didn't even get
Another
that.
add to the bow.
No, listen, I didn't even get that far in the game. I
You
just
didn't even get to the part where you actually get to shoot things.
No, I was so pissed off by the point I even got like through the beginning part with the really bad jump scares and like the absolute garbage gameplay. I was like, nah, I never want to play this again.
I was like, look, I've played plenty of games of jump scares. This is just obnoxious.
Yeah, because like the way he reacts to being scared is hilarious. Because he'll be like, oh, and then the creature will come around the corner. It was like the worst jump scares fucking ever. Oh my lord.
Oh,
Burst
Yep.
Evil, what the fuck were you thinking? Like, you're usually a pretty good publisher. Why are you putting out this utter dog shit?
what happened?
This game was...
What are
fuck
you
happened?
doing?
And the biggest
What
crime
the-
is, this game was $30.
Oh. Ooh, that stings.
You,
Mm.
you realize, like,
Relatively steep.
You realize that
Oh, bueno.
all of the games in our best early access category were rated way higher and cost less than this game.
Yes. Significantly less.
If that gives you any idea, this game is absolutely my worst game of the year, and it's actually beyond Kong Skull Island and Gollum and stuff.
Gollum.
A lot of people would agree it's the worst game of the year. It's not even like
Apparently.
it's not. It's,
Apparently about 150 people would agree that this is the worst game of the year.
yeah, I had no idea what I was getting into, so it wasn't a just big disappointment. It was just a bad game, a bad game. That's
It's relatively a stinking pile of shite.
yeah, but yeah, totally. All right, so now's the time where I get myself in trouble. I'm glad that Dan is not here because usually he shits on me for my top 10 games every year. So we're gonna start with honorable mentions, being any that you guys have. Okay. I don't know if Murmich had any. I didn't look. He
It
has
didn't
no.
look like he did.
Yeah, he does not have any honorable mentions. Do you guys have any? Okay, I have
I do.
a couple.
A couple. Okay.
a couple
We
more
always-
than a couple. Okay.
Yeah, we always have to second guess because you are the master at finding this and that, and you've
Yeah.
played a lot of fucking games. And after all, you are a streamer, so it does make sense that you would play a lot more games than we.
All right. So what's one of your honorable mentions? Silver?
Iron Storm Aftershock, which did come out this year.
Well, yeah.
I know it because I've played a little bit of it. Not a lot, but I played enough.
Oh, you mean Ion Fury Aftershock?
Sorry, Ion Fury. Excuse me. Gosh dang it! I'm so sorry. I
No,
tried
no,
my
no.
head a bit of
It's
days in my mind.
it's all right. It's all right.
I was talking to Ray about Deus Ex and their developer. Yeah. Don't know why that stuck in my mind. Why wouldn't it?
Yeah, they remember I was playing this on stream and almost was late getting my son after playing Iron Fury.
Whoops.
Yeah.
And then I bought the expansion not long after. I was like, you know what? I want to play it.
See, I'm a bad influence, guys. I'm a terrible influence.
Hey, I actually enjoyed the game because I did actually finish it. Yeah, see, I can finish games. What are you talking about?
It also helps when they're shorter. It also helps when they're shorter.
Oh yeah, but
Always.
well, I mean, Iron Fury took me about 30 hours to finish.
Yeah, but it's not like Cyberpunk where you're like 275
God.
or so. Yeah.
Don't remind me. It's 268 hours I think I had to put into that game before finishing it.
Yeah.
At
See.
least.
Oh.
You know, reaching the main end of the game.
All right. One of my honorable mentions is something we already talked about, which is Cassette Beast. Cassette Beast is a fantastic game. You should totally check that out. But we've already talked about that game, so I'm not going to hold you. Another one of my honorable mentions is Trepang 2.
Yeah, I'm most curious about that one.
Dude, this game is fucking great. But it's not great enough for this year, but...
It's 30 odd quid though.
Dude, you like Max Payne?
Of course I do.
Okay.
Yeah,
Take the slowdown of that and give it like insanely fast first-person combat.
Yeah, you know me. I love my first-person shooters.
It's great. It's absolutely fantastic. So I have no shame putting that one on there. All right. So what's another honorable mention you got, Silver?
And the last one was
Mhm.
Amnesia the Bunker.
Ah, yeah. Okay,
Of course.
that's fair.
Of course that's on my list. Yeah, man. You know me. Love my horror. And besides, if I remember correctly, unfortunately their previous Amnesia game wasn't exactly well received, which is a huge shame. Because it basically was like a sequel, but based in a different time zone, or time frame. But they, you know, they went back to their roots and gave us something utterly fucking terrifying with the bunker. And it was very claustrophobic, and because it was based in World War One era, that's kind of why it was made so well and it suited it so well. That's pretty much why it's my honorable mention for this year.
Sorry, I'm trying to fix something real quick.
Yeah, no worries. What about you, Ray? Any honorable mentions at all?
Nope, I pared my list down to just what I wanted.
Okay, so I only have 2 more honorable mentions, then I'm done, which I'll be quick about.
No worries.
One of them, one of them is Dead Space.
That's fair.
And definitely a well-deserved, because the whole remastering part of it definitely brought it to more modern games and modern computers and whatnot and modern consoles. But also improved some things here and there. You know, which allowed you to do zero G in more areas than just what was restricted to the original game, which is pretty cool. Boss fights were more refined. You know, they were made less annoying, but still fun and challenging. Gunplay was more smoothed out. The whole damage system was improved, even though I didn't think it needed improving. But yeah, all sorts of good stuff.
See, it's Silver approved.
Oh yes.
He argued for it for me. Let's see. And then last one, my last honorable mention is something kind of out of right field, even for me, because I didn't know that this existed until I was offered the game, which is odd. Knights of the Cross.
That I've not heard of. That is unknown to me.
Okay, so Knights of the Cross is essentially if you took Slay the Spire and made it into like a medieval RPG. It's super long, it has multiple endings, and it's fantastic. You can get married, there's multiple quest lines, and it's seriously just Slay the Spire type deck building, but with a medieval RPG gameplay. Like, setting, I guess you would say. Like relics that help you along with your cards. But yeah,
Oh. Yes, this game. Right. Yeah, that's a Polish name. Let's see. Brześci, I think.
yeah, that's why I didn't bother trying to pronounce it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not very too familiar with Polish pronunciations, but I'm getting there.
Yeah, but I also had a fantastic time with this game, and for $16, I would recommend it immensely. It's a lot of fun if you like Slay the Spire or anything of that type of sort. 100%. So, before we get started with the top 10, I'm going to take a quick break because I have to go blow my nose. It is driving me insane, and it keeps going down my throat and making me want to burp, and I don't want to be doing that during the podcast.
Yeah.
1 sec.
I feel targeted for some reason. I feel targeted. Nah, I'm kidding. Or am I?
The world may never know.
Yeah, I see how I can see why this game has some pretty cool features in it, especially as a card game.
Oh yeah, certainly. I'm gonna have to follow that one.
Yeah,
It's
he
cheap
plays-
too. It's only 16.
plays-
That's not bad.
Alright.
He plays
Apologies for that.
Zbysko. What a name.
But I'd much rather be able to breathe when we do this.
Zbysko.
What? Breathe? Nah.
Yeah.
I can't breathe.
I'll let Silver do it all. I'll just.
Breathing's overrated.
All right. Let's see. So we're gonna start off with Murmich's, which is his number 10. Number 10 is
Number 10.
is Story of Seasons.
Haha. Yep. One of the games we pretty much almost none of us have played, right? Or have we?
Which one? Sorry.
Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life.
Yeah, no, I have not played that.
I gave
I've
him.
heard
th-
good things about
I
Story of
I
Seasons.
gave him this game.
But it's on my list.
Well, it's good he enjoyed it.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's basically just Story of Seasons, I believe, is a spiritual successor to what is the farming series that it's like
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
all right. Research on
Never-
on the fly.
Is it because this is before the holidays? We all feel a little brain dead. Is that just me?
Harvest
No,
Moon.
sorry, I'm heavily
It's
distracted.
there you go. It's Harvest Moon.
That's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
My nose been giving me a little trouble. From
I'm glad I'm wearing headphones. I feel like if I tilted my head, my brain would just pour out my ear.
All right. Number 10 from Silver. Number 10 is Fae Farm. Look, it's all farming games,
course.
man. We got all the farming
Yeah,
games.
farming
in it.
games.
At number 10.
For now.
Number
Well, I
1.
mean, unless Tim's.
Number 10. Farming. No,
Farming Simulator 2023. No.
oh god. No.
As if. Excuse me.
That was Switch exclusive.
Shout out if you know that stream reference
Unfortunately, I do not.
to that whole fiasco.
All right. Number 10 for Ray is Outlanders.
Technically, also a farming game.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna let you down with that one. Mine's not a farming game.
Oops.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's
Mine-
that kind of fun. It's that kind of farming. Oh, very funny.
I'm sorry, guys. No farming from me. My bad.
What a shame.
Fae Farm for me is just under an honorable mention, but it's still a great game. So I can't put everything on the list. That's all I can say. Mine is actually something I've never played on stream. Actually, maybe I have, but it was a long time ago. It just came out of early access 2 weeks ago. And I absolutely adored the game because I played it more in my own time, and I love it, and I feel like it needed a platform. It's Achilles Legends Untold.
Hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't ring a bell. I don't think you played that on stream. Or maybe you did.
It's
No,
a.
you mentioned it.
It is
I
a.
think you did very briefly.
Okay, so it says Souls-like, but it has difficulty options to make it so it's not so bad. But it is a ARPG based on Achilles.
Mhm.
Okay.
So it's
That's what it's called that now.
yeah, and it is absolutely a blast to play. Hey, do you like Diablo, but wish you could actually have a lot more fun with it, and have a little bit more different combat than just like the same shit over and over again? Welcome to Achilles.
There you go.
Yeah, and dude, it's wild. I like it. I'm happy they took their time with it, and it came out and ended up really good. And it's available anywhere. So,
I should keep that in mind then.
yeah. Sounds familiar? Yes, I blew my Achilles. Let's see. Alright, number 9. Wait, man, am I gonna give Murmich like every game on his list, bro? I swear to God. Okay, this is another game I gave Murmich like a month ago, which is Nessie's. Which is technically not from this year, but since now it's in early access still, I'll give it to him.
For now.
Yeah, for now.
He's not here. We can only expect so much, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's only so much you can do.
Indeed. Yeah, and considering he hasn't exactly had as much time as we have to play games. Yeah, due to in between work and life.
Yeah, I left my wife for video games, guys. Just want to let you know that.
I wouldn't believe that for even a second.
No, my wife's
I
my
know you
favorite.
that. I know you that well.
My wife is my favorite video game.
And person.
Yeah.
If only there
I
was
find
actually a
that
game
so
called
funny
My
because I
Wife.
feel like their relationship is.
Yeah.
Well, if there was a game called My Wife, I'd believe it a little bit more, but I don't think there is.
Thankfully, her
No,
mic.
I believe there is Silver, but I don't think it's the kind of game you think it would be.
Listen,
Yeah, I know.
if
but
you
I'm
want
gonna
to
do my research
if
now.
you want to treat relationships like video games, always find yourself the best partner with the lowest microtransactions.
Make sure there's no DLC
Yeah. Yeah.
before you sign up.
Well, there is a game called My Wife. Well, what do you fucking know?
Okay,
Why
so
am I not
It's a puzzle.
surprised?
It's a puzzle game.
so number 9 for silver is Lethal Company.
Yeah, man. Oh, it's so
On
much
early
fun.
access.
It's so much fun.
It is
What can I
a experience, certainly.
An experience and then some.
It's an experience. And the more people you have to experience it with you, the more experience you will enjoy.
Experience.
As long as you don't die horrible.
With the company.
The company. We love the company.
Very few, Sabath. Very few. Let's see. Number 9 for
No.
for Ray is Pile Up.
This was another game passed from Tim. A puzzle game that was quite enjoyable.
If you've learned anything, guys, I like to pass around games to my friends. Especially if they're better at a style of game than I am. You know?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's why we've added 2 new people to the podcast group, technically, even though they're not hosts. Mario and Miss Minnie, so...
Look forward to reviews from them.
Yeah, anything simulator is going to fucking Mario from now on.
We're here.
Unless it's base building, then me or Dan would probably be free to take it from your hands.
Oh, I think we all enjoy base building to some degree.
Oh yeah, I think I like Banish so much.
Actually, if you like base building, Pile Up is kind of a fun puzzler to that regard as well.
Oh yes.
Just-
Oh,
You
yes,
are managing a variety of things.
Oh, especially placement. Sometimes placement is key. If you don't put something in the right place, well, shit.
Well, especially in Pile Up here, yeah.
Oh,
Alright. Let's see. My number 9 is Dust and Neon.
Dust and Neon.
Definitely one of those hidden gems I found this year that I really enjoyed.
Good.
It's like if you took Borderlands, made it a AR,
Right, this one.
yeah, ARPG, and made it a roguelike. But it's a lot of fun, and the reload mechanic was the thing that sold me on this game from the get-go.
Like manual reload, sort of? Or
Yeah, yeah.
Not really. Reload.
It's so much fun though, like. And
It's
I've
not common in games anymore. Like there are games that do this, but it's not very common.
yeah. A lot of the retro shooters I play always have, or sometimes have, manual reloading.
yeah, but this one was really early in the year, and I still remembered it. So
It was, yeah.
that should say something.
It lasted the whole year as on Tim's list, so that's worth something. That's not an endorsement. I don't know what it is.
All right. But yeah, I would also recommend that one. That one is $20. I'm gonna try and show prices because might as well really showcase these games if we're gonna do it.
Right?
I can't believe this one is on his top of the year, but we're gonna go with what Mermit said. Way of the Hunter.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked.
Well,
So
I mean,
it's-
he did have fun with it.
I
He
mean,
did play a decent amount.
They did patch the fuck out of it and make it better, but yeah, like at launch it was bad.
Yep.
And it's also from last year.
I was gonna say.
Oh my god, Mamich. He didn't fact check again.
Mermit, you're gonna hear it.
He's
Yeah,
got
you can't hear it.
he's got a few of those on the list. Don't worry.
That does not surprise me.
At least I try to actually make sure it came out this year.
I do not agree. I do not agree with Mermich on this one, but I will let him have his choice. I'm just saying I think that the game launched in such a bad state that I can't justify it. But
Yep.
all right, number 8 from the Silver is a game I would agree with as well. I'm gonna agree with Silver that this one deserves to be on there. It's My Time at Sandrock.
Congratulations,
Definitely an improvement from the previous game that they created. What's some years ago?
which a lot of people already loved anyway.
Yes.
Protocol is very positive or overwhelmingly positive, thank you. Most likely, yeah, we're very positive.
Sandrock is still well known for being directly on top of an old world metropolis.
Who doesn't like a farming game with more to it than what meets the eye? Especially with the whole post-apocalyptic theme that they have going. It's a very interesting concept for a farming styled game. I will say that. It is very different in how you start up compared to the original game, though. Because I think compared to the original game is where you get your house, you get your workshop, and you start from that. But in this game, you don't exactly have a starting home. I think you actually have to build one.
Yes, the previous was my time at Porta. Yep.
Portia, as I like to call it.
Yes, that was the
I
previous
don't-
game.
Now, I'm not 100% sure if it is Portia or Portia, but I'm still going to say
I
Portia.
think Portia is how they pronounce it in the game.
All right, number 8 for Ray is almost a game I kind of forgot about, which is Deceive Incorporated.
Deceive Inc. Which, yeah.
You've definitely had some fun with that, for sure, huh?
Indeed. Unfortunately, I don't think I played nearly as much as I would have liked, but as far as the game goes, it is a game I can respect the creativity of. Like, it is definitely the kind of game I would enjoy for a PvP game. I haven't been keeping up with it, so I don't know how accurate it is to say it's been achieving its goals, but it's still running, it's still updating, so they must be doing something right.
Hey, with a game like that and they're sticking with it, all power to them. Gotta give them some props, because usually, unfortunately, these kind of games get ditched relatively quickly. Like the Evil Dead game, unfortunately. And, what was the other game?
Oh wow, okay, so they got a whole nother year of content planned out, so...
Awesome.
Ooh, even better. Oh, again. Wish them well on their endeavor.
Exactly. Alright, number 8 for me is kind of like another one of those out of left field games. Beneath Oresa.
Does it ring a bell? Maybe you should keep track of what games you play.
Alright, you like Slay the Spire, but you want to actually see what happens in real life animations? That's pretty much what this is.
Oh my
Ah,
No, but it's really well done. And it just came out of early access in September. It was only in early access for 8 months, so...
wow.
Oh man, there's this card game that has a pretty interesting back story to it. I can't remember the name of it, but I wish I could remember the name of it, but
But yes, basically, you can combo in this game using your cards. So instead of, like, individual actions, you can keep playing cards and your character will switch from one action to another and keep comboing.
interesting. What a neat mechanic.
Plus, the developer is awesome. They came in when I first played the game, when I was playing in early access. They emailed me and talked to me about the game when they released it. Really cool people. So I like to reward developers that are actually, you know, cool and actually talk to the people who enjoy their games. So yeah, it's $25. I will make sure to keep doing that. Let's see, number 7. What's on Murmish's list? I'm almost afraid. Oh boy.
I think that 7 is fair for him.
Yeah, it is. It's okay. I think that's a funny one.
I can vouch for it as well. I did play a bit with him on this title specifically, so it's a fun little game you can enjoy with a friend if you.
Yeah, and if you want to buy it, you can buy it bundled with Bang on Balls Chronicles.
which may also be coming up on the lists later.
Just maybe.
Hilarious.
Just maybe. No spoilers. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But yeah, Pete's
Okay.
Possum is a funny little party game you can enjoy with a friend if you, or even solo.
Definitely has some hilarity to it.
Look at all these overwhelmingly positive games. I'm so happy to see that so many good indie games came out this year too. Not just the bigger ones.
Oh yeah,
Oh hell yeah.
most certainly.
Okay, number 7. Oh, that's an easy one. Silver's trying to make this easy on me here. Another returning winner, RoboQuest.
Yep.
Like I said,
Also hit 1.0 this year too, if I recall.
yes, just last month.
I mean, come on, it's just so much fun to play with all these wicked weapons, and then there's more to discover. And cool little secrets too, if you're paying attention.
Ooh, Ray's got one of those shot in the dark games for number 7. Coffee
Yeah, I
Talk.
forgot about it until earlier.
Coffee Talk Episode 2.
If you enjoy your visual novel stories with some calm music and casual quote-unquote puzzles,
That I do.
by all means,
If you would like yourself some coffee and a little bit of chatter,
get the
Coffee-
first game and then get this one.
yes, and that together they're $25. So I mean,
Right.
I'm definitely not gonna fault it from a value standpoint.
Certainly.
I never did get a chance to finish the first one, unfortunately. But I picked up both at some point. I like games that are just, relaxing. It's not all about RPGs and shoot ups and stuff like that. Nah. Sometimes I like to play a little of something that's completely none of those things.
Just a chill experience with a little cup of coffee. You know how we handle coffee around here.
Oh
Well,
yes, indeed.
Welcome to Coffee and Indie. This isn't the show, but that's what the game is. God, I'm going off. I'm sorry. All right. Let's see. Number 7 for me. Oh God, I gotta put up a game. Okay, this one's pretty easy. It almost ended up higher, but I had to go through it again. Just saying, dude. For a climbing game, this game is phenomenal. I absolutely love this game. If you have Game Pass and you have not played this game, you need to play this game. That's simply as I'm gonna put it. The story is really well done. For the publisher of Life is Strange to make a climbing game and make it as fun and compelling as it is a real testament to them. I will say that 100%. It's not only a great climbing game. One, it's not super frustrating because it's not like only up where you're gonna fall down and, you know, fuck up every 5 minutes. But it's a game where the climbing is the in between to the adventure, right? The story is fantastic. The characters, even though there's not a lot of dialogue or anything, they fill it in so nicely with lore pieces and the little interactions that you have, that it is an absolutely great experience. And it also is in that $25 price range, man. $25 for all these overwhelmingly positive games is fantastic. So Descent is definitely my number 7. Almost was higher. But the top 6 have been locked in for me for quite some time, to be honest with you. Alright. Number 6.
Number 6.
Okay, well I can't put this one on stream because Pokemon's not available on on PC, but Pokemon Scarlet,
Yep.
was that actually from this year?
I mean, yes. No,
I
wait,
believe
no,
it was, or was it early
November,
this year? Or was
November last year. November
Oh,
last year.
man, boy.
They were
I was wondering
both
about that one.
Scarlet
I
and
mean,
Violet released
okay,
last year.
okay, here, compromise. They released DLC this year.
Okay, we'll say that then.
Which did break game saves. Oops.
Oh God, look,
Is that unusual?
Yeah.
it's got to go higher then,
Well,
right?
for a
No.
Pokemon game, yes. For a Pokemon game, yes. It is extremely unusual. That should not have happened.
To be fair, they are going into foreign waters that they're not accustomed to, so to speak.
I'm glad I didn't play much of the game on. I didn't. Usually I play like 100 hours of a Pokemon game before I put it down.
Oh man, Silver's making me proud with number 6, man. I'm proud. I'm a proud streamer. Fashion Police Squad is Silver's number 6. I am so proud.
Yep, I am remembered. Don't worry.
It is a fashion person shooter.
Yeah. Which is a hilarious acronym. To
Well,
shove it
Fashion
down.
Police Squad is an acronym for FPS too. It's like,
I know. And
Yeah,
I love how
how
they had
many-
two.
Listen,
Two
because
acronyms for
because
that.
in this game you're fighting crimes, fashion crimes,
Hell yeah.
and you got to keep your
Dude.
pimp hand strong because that's literally an ability in the game.
Yep. And that's hilarious. The weapons get crazier and crazier the further you get into it.
if you like a Doom shooter and you really like some comedy, this is you should have already been playing this. What are you doing?
Oh yeah, and because it's pretty much safe for work, anyone can really play it. It's just
Right?
hilarious.
There's no blood or gore,
It's good
right?
fun. There's no swears either. It's all just witty puns and comments. All to do with fashion, so thankfully, it's not obscene or even violent.
And you get to pee in a golden toilet.
Okay, aside from that part of it, the rest of the game, from what I've played so far, has been pretty damn on the funny side. Oh boy.
Okay, I will also agree with Ray's, which is Arcade-Ageddon. I didn't realize that came out
Yeah.
this year.
I was
Oh,
looking at it. and I was
okay.
like, wait, it's not.
Okay, it came out on Steam this year, but I'll allow it. It's fine.
Yeah.
It came out on Epic the year
Yeah.
before.
I
always forget that.
can't believe
No, it's fine. It's fine. And this one's only $15, man. If you got a few friends to play with, this is a good one.
Yes.
The only thing I would
Just
say
make
though,
sure you have time.
yeah, just make sure you have time. It takes a lot of time to
Yeah,
play it.
'cause
Runs are
Technically-
long.
yeah, and technically your run just can't end until you actually die, from what I've noticed. 'Cause
Well,
I
there-
think if you defeat 4 bosses, I believe you can end a run without dying. But
Yeah.
you don't until you defeat 4 bosses, and the longer you go, the harder it gets. So it's like
oh yeah,
most of the time
Yes,
you're
we
probably
reached that
gonna
final boss.
be dying.
We reached that final boss, and yeah, didn't quite work out for us in the first run, but in the second one, did it.
But the gameplay is a lot of fun. Gameplay is a lot of fun.
Oh, that
Very
CEO
much so.
Sucks.
Oh yeah, you never want to get him late. You have to get CEO early, otherwise it's gonna be terrible.
Oh, it's a pain, yeah.
Like I love the chainsaw gun. The chainsaw gun is definitely top tier weapon. Yeah, just a lot of fun.
Definitely not a detriment to your own health and possibly your allies.
I mean,
What's
I don't know.
your
What
name?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's unique.
Yeah. Put it that way, yeah, it's unique as a weapon.
All right, we're getting into top tier stuff now. We're getting to the nitty gritty for me. Oh, an error while
Top
processing
five.
the request. There was a problem connecting to Steam servers. Oh no. Oh no.
No, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Is it Steam maintenance time? No.
Damn it.
We should have thought of this.
Yes. Yes, we should have. Darn.
Uh oh. I'm in trouble.
Now, we're in the middle of the podcast. We can't go. You know, we. Darn.
It's okay. We're fine.
Okay, we're doing it live.
Okay, you
I
know what?
guess.
You know what? I'm gonna do it the hard way. I don't care. We'll do it the. At least with mine, I can do it the hard way. You ever want to know how long my Steam list is? Here you go, guys.
Oh yeah. Over
Shit.
1,000 games.
Am I gonna even be able to bring up the link for it? Oh yeah, I was. Okay, we're able to do it in Steam itself. All right, Shard Punk. Okay,
Oh yeah.
Shard Punk is the best indie version of XCOM I've ever played.
Thankfully, I remembered that.
Yeah, it's definitely like the best indie version of XCOM I've ever played. It has survival portions in it. In between missions, you actually have like it's got like companionship dynamics in it. So you can actually have one of the characters that will try and like raise everybody's spirits, and one can go scavenge and find extra grenades. Or one of them can craft healing items that you can take on your next mission and add to your stockpile.
Very useful.
And you know what's funny is you have to basically get this drone to the end of the game, right? But the drone also has like abilities to shield you, or to like put up like a smoke screen, so if you stay next to it, you can make it so enemies can't see you or shoot at you, or you know, stuff like that. Yeah, it's really that good. I'm not even kidding. It's fantastic. The difficulty is just right. It's about. I wish I could sign in so I could tell you how much hours I have in the game, but you know, I can't right now. Maybe I can. Hold on. Let's see if we're back here, because it's got me signed back in to Steam. So maybe. Yeah, okay, there we go. We're good now. Now, it just tells me that it's in my library. Okay, we're not all the way back yet, but we're doing better than we were. Maybe they're done with maintenance. I hope. I hope we can get through this. Yeah, I'm back online.
Oh, no.
Okay. Let's see if I can.
Maybe the store's back.
I was gonna say I want to see if I can. If the search option's back. No. Okay, search option's not back. But all right. But yes, I have probably around 12 to 14 hours at this one. I have a lot more time in this game than a lot of other ones on the list. Yeah, I highly recommend this game. It is fantastic. It was made by a whopping 3 people. So yeah, they did an awesome job. A lot of characters you can use. You can switch up the dynamic by having, by switching out which characters you get. You can unlock more that you'll find during your run, and you can literally just swap them out. Like, my first run, I randomly found this sniper that I ended up bringing with me from that point on. Yeah, Gaben trying to ruin the podcast. Yes, that was it. Gaben's like, you're doing too good today. We gotta ruin that shit. I'm like, no. But no, really good game. I highly recommend it. It's $14, dude. Budget game, fantastic value.
This is like budget Game Awards. Like, I'm pretty sure Baldur's Gate is probably the highest priced game on the list. No, that's a lie. It's probably something else on Silver's list later.
And thankfully, I've got I've got a big enough Steam library that we're going to be able to do the next pick through that too. Murmich's next one is Lethal Company, which I have in my list anyway, so we can continue to just do it through my Steam library for right this second.
Yep. We've seen this already as well. It was on Silver's list.
Yeah. So Lethal Company
It's just rated it higher.
is number 5.
Number 5.
Silver's number 5. Oh, okay. So I appreciate you guys so much. I just want to let you know that, right? Thank you, Silver, for picking games that I own.
You're welcome.
Resident Evil 4 remake. Yep, I own this one too. So we'll just go with that.
There might be one you don't know.
I know. Hopefully, it'll be back by then. We're just
Fingers crossed.
All right, Resident Evil 4 remake. I completely agree. This is a fantastic remake, and this is from a guy who really doesn't.
You did? But hey, why not, man?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I'm not a big fan of remakes, but they did a really good job on this.
And again, Tim, I still urge you to play the original remake, please.
You mean of the first Resident Evil?
Yeah.
Yes, because it's a huge contrast difference between the original and that, even though they were only 4 to 6 years apart. But it is, wow, the differences, but also the improvements. Yes, tank controls, but you can use a modern control system. Yeah, I don't know if it works very well though because of the fixed cam angles, but hey, you be the judge. I didn't use it personally because I prefer the tank controls. I'm fine with it. I don't care. That's how I
Well,
started.
sadly, Tim,
No.
my 5th game isn't something you have on Steam, but fortunately, it's not on Steam. So,
All right, I'm really cheating now. Okay, Hawkeye Star Rail, because Hawkeye Star Rail's on Epic, and there you go.
it is in fact
Yeah.
on Epic.
Yeah, there you go. So Hawkeye Star Rail is number 5 for. Right? See, we're totally cheating.
Not surprised.
Oh, is your game of the year, Cherry? That's great. Resident Evil 4 remakes his game of the year.
Hey, that's fair enough. But yeah, Honkai Star Rail, especially compared to Genshin, has been so much more rewarding of an experience, shall we say. I'm not gonna delve too deeply into the current fiasco that's going on, but
listen, man, it's a
it
JRPG.
certainly feels like they care for their players a little more than Genshin does.
Oh yeah,
They're made by 2 different teams.
yeah, everybody. Cherry achieved the point of 100% achievements in the original Resident Evil, right? There's the original Resident Evil remake or the original game period.
Yeah.
The original, the remake.
All right.
Congratulations, Mary.
Yeah, that was awesome. All right, so now hopefully we can get back to the actual list. I hope. Come on, Steam, work with me, please.
So what's your 5, Tim?
Oh yeah, it's back, baby. All right, we're back. All right.
Woo.
Man, there's so many Warhammer games. I tell you. All right, my number 5 is Warhammer 40K Bolt Gun.
A game I unfortunately do not own yet, so I only know what I've seen.
Blasphemy! But no, this game is my
You were supposed to say, I was gonna say you were supposed to say heresy. Get with the theme.
my favorite boomer shooter of the year, I guess you could say.
The heretics.
I wouldn't say it was mine.
Unleash
but
your
that's
wrath upon
understandable.
the enemies of the
Yeah, a lot of-
Imperium.
Fight.
Headlong
Dude, it's
into
so
the
good.
dark universe.
It is so fucking good.
40.
Yes, Heretic Purger 2023. That's it.
Who will prevail against the dark?
You want to shoot him in the face? Do a bolt gun. You wanna like get an interesting, fascinating story with it? Try Rogue Trader. Which I'll be playing probably tomorrow.
You want to be laughing the whole time? Fashion Police Squad.
Yeah, see?
A little bit of everything.
All right, we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. We're at number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4 for Murmich is Void Crew, which is not a big surprise.
Mm-hmm.
No, not a big surprise at all. He was quite enjoying our time with it.
I gotta say, Focus Entertainment's fucking killing it. Seeing how many games they're from Focus, the publisher, is wild.
Yeah.
They're certainly focused, aren't they?
Yeah, they're focused on Space Marine too.
Focus on quality.
What matters? Yes. 100% focus.
Wow, listen, you guys are making this super easy on me, man. Void Cruise Silver's number 4 too.
Remember,
Oh shit!
working in
Wow, I
harmony
didn't
as a
realize that.
We have a match.
Yeah, we have a match.
It was originally 10, but I decided to move things around a little. Twice actually.
It's Ray's as well. No, just kidding.
Twice.
Just kidding. It's not on Ray's. It's not on Ray's list at all. Let's put it that way.
Remember to
I was tempted to have it on multiplayer initially, but they
As-
deemed it best to leave it off in case it comes out next year. or-
All right, number 4
Use it
for
later.
Ray is Backpack Hero, and I'm gonna give him
Yeah,
a
we're
chance
back.
to talk about this game actually.
I mean, we're back to Backpack Hero again. It's such a fun game. If you like puzzles and roguelikes, that's kind of what it is a puzzle roguelike.
Yeah, it has a.
I've spent so much time on this.
I was gonna
What
say
is my
it.
time on this now that I think about it?
This game's all about gameplay loop. If you're wondering what the big catch of this game is, it's definitely gameplay loop, I would say, right?
I've played 200 hours of Backpack Hero.
See,
It
Oh.
is very fun. And story mode was just exactly what the game needed. But if you don't want that, you can still play quick play, and it's just fun to run through 2 runs.
all right,
And
so
there's so many like variety of characters. Oh, it's great.
yeah. All right, do you have anything else to say? I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off.
Nope, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
That's fine.
My number
I know
4
how
is.
much you wanted me to ramble.
But no, it's fine. My number 4 is Resident Evil 4. Like, yeah, it's the remake.
4 for 4. Let's go.
Yeah. No, this is totally gonna be on my list because one, the Silver
Oh, yeah.
the Silver Chagrin. This has always been my favorite Resident Evil game. But I was very happy to see how well done the remake was for sure, and I played through the whole thing immediately. I have yet to do Separate Ways though. I have not done the Separate Ways DLC. I know I'm slacking. It's not even that much money, but during the downtime of January and February, I'll probably do. But all right, top 3, baby, top 3.
Did
Number-
Jarvis get it right this time?
No, no, he did not.
I did not.
It's another game from 2022. What the Bat?
The bat! Marmot!
Who needs hands?
What the Bat is a VR game.
Bats.
It's basically in the way of What the Golf, but now in VR. Okay, Silver's bringing in the heat this time.
Comes What the Bat, a game about
Silver is bringing in
remakes.
baseball bat.
System Shock remake.
Of course.
Number 3 though. Wow, that's awesome.
Not to mention the fact that Night Dive have been killing it.
Yeah, the Turok remake.
Kind of annoyed that they didn't bring back I can't. It's a big thing, but it does mean that the game is missing some content that was released with the game originally back in 2003.
Oh, so this is the Last of Us remake, huh?
No.
Oh, sorry.
It is similar to that situation.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Game on day one.
No, Tim, it didn't buy out Game of the Year
Oh man.
because Silver
Plus-
only put it on 3rd.
Yeah, it was. They were gonna release the Game of the Year edition, but then it didn't win it.
They didn't pay enough for it.
Oh, come on.
I'm talking about the Last of Us.
We're
Silver.
making fun of Last of Us. It's fine.
100% down.
All right, so here you go. Why is it your top 3? Because I'm gonna make you guys explain your top choices. We're not gonna go that easy.
Well, and interacting with the environment is just like the original game, but obviously with more detail. And Shodan is back. I mean, come on, they brought back the original voice actress for Shodan. It just makes the remake all that more worth it. Oh, and then
Yeah.
there's the improvement for the UI as well. They definitely made the UI much cleaner. The fact that it doesn't work like it originally did compared to the original, yeah, it's definitely a much more smoother, better experience. And if you wanted to play System Shock in any way, and you're not a fan of retro games, I'd definitely say yes. Start with the remake, and then maybe, for the sake of paying homage to the good old originals, then play the original.
Yeah,
Probably the enhanced edition on Steam, because that one definitely works a lot better on modern PCs. Whether it's on GOG or on Steam, you
I-
pick.
I will say the same thing was the case for me with Dead Space. I've never played Dead Space before this year. So playing the remake definitely has gotten me to the point where I'm like, I should go back and finish the remake, but then I should also check out 2 and 3. And I know 3 is the one no one likes,
Yeah,
but I still would
yeah,
check it out.
Don't play 3. I've actually almost finished 3, but I never went back to it. Oof. I did play that
Damn,
one.
urgent situation. I need to go to sleep. I can't tell you top 1. Forset,
Watch the
you're gonna,
VOD.
yeah, you're gonna have to watch the VOD, Forset. I'm sorry, I can't tell you number 1. That would be out of
No spoilers.
that'd be out of order. Can't do that, man. All right.
Man.
Ray's number 3 is a long title. No.
It's
Atelier
also the third in the
Riza
series.
3rd. Yeah. I didn't even know you bought this
Atelier
game.
Ryza 3. I did.
I think he's got the entire series. The first.
I was gonna say, I know, I
1, 2, 3.
was gonna say, I thought he played most of them.
I'm surprised
So
I
I-
had the time.
So as somebody who's never played this series before, what is the great appeal of the series besides, like, thick anime girl thighs or whatever?
To be fair, I don't
Sorry,
think
Ray.
that's actually ever really been a focus besides the Ryza series.
That's what I'm saying.
From what I've
ironically, or-
seen,
But
Which is, yeah, which is-
generally, it's I mean, it's a JRPG, so you are getting JRPG combat. It is turn-based. In the older titles, especially, it's a little more hybrid, more modern titles. But it's kind of more of a focus on gathering and crafting to some degree. Like, you'll craft consumables for combat, you craft weapons, you craft materials to make other things, and follow these big long crafting chains. And each game will always have its own crafting mechanic, or each, I suppose, trilogy, because they tend to make trilogies for franchise.
Yeah.
Have their own kind of crafting gimmicks, and the crafting generally doesn't change significantly between trilogy,
Hmm.
but they might introduce slightly new mechanics in variety of things. Now that I'm thinking about it, I can't exactly remember what they did in the second one for new mechanics, but the third one has added these keys that you can acquire once you progress far enough in the story, and then the keys have a variety of effects that can either be used in combat or in gathering materials, or even in synthesizing new crafting recipes.
Hmm.
But beyond that, as far as it goes in the trilogy, the third game is so much bigger than the first 2 games. Like, the first 2 games have pretty decently sized maps for, like, not huge maps, but there's a lot of places you can go, a variety of things. But the third game actually feels open world. It's not entirely open, but each area is separated into very large maps. So it feels like a very big upgrade from the previous 2 titles.
Oh,
And
nice.
especially considering that these are developed as Switch titles, it's good to see them finally kind of getting into that Breath of the Wild style, more go big, go home, go big or go home development.
Yeah. And how's it going,
So it's
Secret
really
Chucho?
felt like
Welcome to the
an
stream.
big improvement from the last few games.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome. My number 3 is not really a big surprise. Dave the Diver.
Meet Dave, an interesting
All right,
little
then.
human with
Dave
a
the
passion
Diver,
for love of
uh,
the sea. He spends his days diving the chilling depths of a mysterious
and yeah, basically, this has the most addictive gameplay loop of any game I've played this year for sure. Absolutely enjoyed the hell out of it.
It's this gluttonous appetite for adventure that
And I like the fact that they just added the Dredge crossover, which I have not had a chance to play yet, but that came out like
That's
yesterday.
so fitting.
Yeah.
That's so fitting considering how it's like two ocean-themed indie games that have been massively successful doing a crossover. It's like, absolutely, this is what this is what fans of games, indie games want.
Yeah.
Wait, Dave the Diver and Dredge are doing
And while
it also?
cooking, serving,
Or is it something
and
Yup.
pouring drinks aren't
Oh,
the most treacherous part of his job. They're
Yeah, I've seen more
crucial
gameplay footage of
to his
Dredge.
survival.
Yeah,
There, Forset, I sent you a message so you can go to bed.
The Blue Hole is home to unimaginable secrets, and with Dave's
Couldn't wait, could you?
unquenchable thirst for discovery, there's no telling what
All right.
he may encounter.
Let's see.
Dive in and
So number 2,
dangerously
who
dark
does number 2 work for, Silver?
Dave the Diver.
Oh,
Are you asking Silver? Are we going to Mermiches? Oh,
no, who does number 2 work for? That was a Dr. Evil joke.
right.
All right, number 2 for Mermich, RoboQuest. We're RoboQuesting it.
Not done talking about that one yet. Still on somebody's list.
Yeah. All right. Here's one from Silver. Silver's got one of the highly debated games of the year, Hogwarts Legacy.
Yes.
And no, I don't mean for like the author shit. I mean like debated on whether it deserves to be top game of the year. I think it does.
Well, considering it's pretty much the best of the Wizarding World games that have been made before it, and the fact that it actually was legitimately fun, it had great combat, it had some pretty interesting open world things to do, and it had an interesting story to boot, and the fact that you could explore Hogwarts in pretty much its entirety. And it even has the Chamber of Secrets bathroom in there, in the Slytherin, the Slytherin bathrooms. There's quite a few references to the movies, despite the game being based in, the 1890s, most of the 1900s. It's just so much fun to explore. And of course, the great writing. Yes, of course. I'm glad they made that all pretty much totally accessible. And the fact that the only things you couldn't do is enter hub locations like Hogsmeade. You couldn't literally fly into Hogsmeade without a fucking boot, which was come on.
I mean, to be fair, it's the second best Magic game of the year.
Pretty much.
Because we know what the first one is, right? First one is Spells and Secrets.
How did I know?
I wish I added that to my list now that you mention it. Oh well. Maybe next year.
Maybe next year. We'll be like Mermich. We'll all put games from like 2016 as our 2024 game of the year.
Well, if
Those
the
talk
game,
about
if,
things
if
that
next
are
year is
as older.
disappointing enough,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, wait, isn't Spells and Secrets in early access or is it actually a full release?
Full release.
Fuck. Damn, I missed my chance. Oh well.
well, there's your honorable mention.
Yeah, there's
yeah,
your
there you
honor.
go. There's my third honorable mention. There you go. Just to squeeze that in.
Best Magic game was Forspoken. Yeah, because it magically made me want to shut it off.
Lol.
Honestly, Forspoken, if we had a most disappointing category, which I was thinking about, but I didn't want to make too many categories, Forspoken would have probably been on there because from a development team that made Final Fantasy 15, even though the ending of Final Fantasy 15 was so weird, I felt like they could have done a good job with it, and they absolutely just shit the bed with Forspoken.
But yeah, if you like the Wizarding World universe, but you don't like the author, who cares? Just get the game when it's on sale.
They
It's
have nothing
worth
to do with it, so who cares?
Exactly. Besides, it's 120 hours long. Just kidding. It depends on how much time.
If you're silver, it's 800 hours long.
No, I legit finished it in like 120. Almost everything, except for a
I
couple.
was gonna say he finished this game faster than he finished Cyberpunk.
That's true, he did.
Shut the fuck up. I know it took me that long. Shut up.
Alright, number
Fucking end of it.
number 2 from Ray is a game I can totally certify as good. Bang on Balls Chronicles.
It had to be on the list somewhere.
And with that, and with a name like that, why wouldn't it be hilarious?
If you enjoy funny games with funny physics and to funnily hop around as a ball of with some country's flag plastered over your face, like
You know
there's
what I
no alternatives.
Yes.
You know what I find hilarious about this though? Like, for such a creative and unique game to come from a whole bunch of ex-Assassin's Creed developers is so fucking weird.
I know.
mean-
it's an extreme stark contrast compared to what they've made before. But again, I guess they were
To
forced.
be fair, it kind of does feel like an Assassin's Creed game when you think about it, because there's just so many secrets and collectibles to find everywhere.
Oh,
know?
oh, come on.
Yeah, but there's no radio towers.
Don't make it sound like it's a bit of...
True.
No
True,
radio.
there's no, jumping off of, I mean, you can jump off of tall towers, but you don't have to go open up the map to find stuff. Oh, and there's no, you don't have to pay for boosters to, level up or anything.
That's true. Sure.
Fucking ouch.
No, but I feel like this game is fantastic. It deserves all of like the recognition that it's gotten. It's awesome.
And it's fun with friends.
And the last line of this the explanation of the game is the best, right? It says no paid cosmetic DLC nonsense. None.
Yep.
Woo!
There is like hundreds of ways to customize your character, and it's all in game.
In game. You have to unlock it, that's it.
So for Sabas, who brought up like the almost no game has no DLC anymore, this game has no DLC.
And
it
it's
ha-
a throwback to the good old games.
And it has 4-player
Yes,
co-op,
sir.
which is great.
Oh, yeah. Great fun, great funny, great game.
Yeah, and it is currently $15 on sale.
Ooh, a steal.
And you can buy it with Pizza Possum if you want.
Same div, so yeah.
Yeah, or you can buy it with Forever Skies, which I think is a good game.
That's our way to say thank you very much for your
Alright, and my number 2 is, to probably no one's surprised that knows me, is Sea of Stars.
It would be on your list somewhere, it was just a matter of where.
Most people were just surprised it wasn't number 1.
A little, yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
I know, everybody, and even my wife was bugging me, being like, well, I know you really like that game, what's your number 1 game? Yeah, Sea of Stars is fantastic. It's pretty sad that they had to patch the game to remove Gerard the Completionist from it, but with all that shit going on, I don't believe it. But yeah, this is a nice homage to games like Chrono Trigger and Secret of Mana, 2 of my favorite games of all time. Their former game, The Messenger, was a fantastic action platformer that made me really appreciate them. I ended up playing through the whole entire game on Game Pass, so please ignore the 0.1 hours of gameplay on here. I decided to start it on Game Pass and I finished it on Game Pass. Kind of the same thing with Remnant. I have 0 hours of Remnant 2 on Steam, and I have like 16 hours on Game Pass. So. But yeah, it was the combination of some of my favorite games with modern sensibilities. It's absolutely incredible. I'm so happy the game was a major success. I guess like The other day they mentioned that they've reached 4 million players. Absolutely incredible, considering how many people are out there loudly saying that nobody likes turn-based combat, whether you're, you know, Baldur's Gate or Sea of Stars or any of these RPGs. It's great that people still appreciate them.
Nobody likes turn-based combat. Tell that to Japan.
Mm-hmm.
There's an entire genre called JRPG, which tends to be entirely made up of turn-based combat, and it's always going to be there, and it's always going to be successful.
So, let's see. Number 1, we have finally reached the pinnacle, the top of the year. What is everyone's
What we got?
favorite game? Mermitch's favorite game is Backpack Hero.
I can't argue with that. That's fair. He's played, I think, more Backpack Hero than I have.
Which is
Overall.
surprising considering you had quite the time advantage there.
Oh yes, I had it a little before he did.
All right, does anybody want to guess what Silver's favorite game of the year is? Because I guarantee you'll be right.
It begins
Was
to
it
be-
Kong?
That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, Silver's favorite was Kong Skull Island.
Sure, Check's library.
I knew
Oh, wait.
it.
Check's library. Oh, wait a minute. Why don't I have it?
All right, speaking of which, Cherry, Silver's favorite game of the year is Baldur's Gate 3.
Of course. Can you blame me?
Yes, because I haven't
Maybe
played
It's
it.
such,
No.
it is such a fantastic RPG. The combat is very fluid.
Yeah, get me Baldur's Gate 3 for Christmas. I mean, if I hit the lottery, I'll buy you guys Baldur's Gate 3 for Christmas, I promise.
But only if he hits the lottery.
Wait,
Otherwise, you
are
should
you-
have luck.
Are you
Yeah, but
planning
I
on
wa-
buying lottery tickets?
But okay, no, no, I'm not.
No.
But to be
No,
fair,
no.
I was right. The game is not even $70 on PC.
Yep.
Yep.
What do you know?
What do you know?
What do you mean? You mean
They
like?
broke the,
Good
they broke
games
the
at
trend
a cost?
of this year. Yeah, they
Yeah.
broke the trend that is of unfortunate for this year.
Listen, when games cost $100, we'll appreciate the $60 ones, right?
Yep.
You mean we'll appreciate the $70 ones that we've had for 5 years
Yeah.
when Sony has their way with making games $100.
Dude, they're talking about 2026, man. 2 more years, games
Oh,
could be
right.
$100.
Right,
That's
not
ridiculous.
5 years. PS.
Ridiculous.
Sony's gonna go down the toilet before
No,
that.
the Sony leaks from today. Sony plans on raising prices of video games between $80 and $100 by the year 2026. That's ridiculous.
Not gonna
And
happen.
they don't give a shit about your opinion.
Correction. It
It'll
might
happen.
happen, but Sony will be not a company anymore.
All right.
They
Let,
get back to making their TVs and stuff. But yeah, it's obvious why I like Baldur's Gate 3 so much.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. That was released in that big
Okay.
leak today, Sebas. Yeah.
In mere moments, all that you have dreaded will
All right, and Ray's game of the year is RoboQuest, which,
Hey,
if anybody could tell, we all really like RoboQuest.
if you like the good old days of gaming, where when
Exactly.
you purchased a game, you got a game and not a service, a product, a fraction of a game. You just get a full experience from start to finish at the asking price, nothing extra, nothing missing. This is that game. This is RoboQuest. It is a loving homage to the good old days of video games. Secrets, yes. Unlockables, yes. Lots of content. Great music. Fun, like good gunplay. With no downsides. And unless you don't like a bit of challenge, but that's part of gaming.
Yeah. I like my games with zero challenge. I want my QTEs to not matter, so like I'll just press any button and I'll win.
May I suggest a movie?
Yeah, suggest a movie and just hold your controller. Just hold your controller in your hand and press it every time the thing moves.
Press all the buttons when you feel like you're not involved enough.
All right. So we've gotten to the point where it's to my game of the year. Does anyone have any guesses before I type this in? Anyone have?
I think Orson has a guess because
Yeah.
did a chat earlier.
Oh, that's it. No, that was his game of the year.
Oh, good.
That's not mine.
Mm.
Any guess before I do it, Silver? You tend to know better than most.
Hmm.
And of all that you've played
Mm-hmm.
and really enjoyed,
Mhm.
and the thing is, though, I
Bigger
don't
than
think
Sea
I've
of
actually
Stars.
ever. I don't
Final
think I've
Fantasy
ever.
VII?
I don't
Did they
think
do
I've
something
ever
this year?
actually heard you openly say on stream or even in just conversations just between me and you that this game that I've just played is 10 out of 10 game of the year material. I've never heard you say that this entire year, not from what I remember. So it's kind of hard to guess.
I mean, would it be a stretch to say it's JRPG?
No, that's not a stretch.
Okay, didn't think so.
So it is a JRPG,
Yes.
That's not surprising.
and it's not Sea of Stars.
Nope.
Right.
on earth,
What
on earth
what
could
was
it be?
better than?
I will
this
say,
year?
okay, I'm gonna give you an idea. I consider this game to be 20 times better than Sea of Stars.
Whoa.
This game is like the fucking pinnacle of JRPG for me. Like it
That's
takes
a huge praise.
it takes on some of the greatest JRPGs I've ever played in my lifetime.
Octopath Traveler 2?
Final Fantasy X.
This year, right?
Yes.
This year, damn it.
Yeah, but it's competing with the greatest JRPGs he's played.
Well,
like,
Octopath
that's
Traveler
one of
2
his
came out
favorites.
this year, but
True.
I
it did.
don't remember him saying anything about it. So,
I don't either.
Octopath Traveler 2.
oh, that's what I just said.
Yeah. Octopath
Oh, it
Traveler
is?
2.
All right then.
is
I
my-
suppose that's
You
fair.
hadn't mentioned it. That's weird. You hadn't mentioned much of that. Even though you
I
have
played it on the Switch first,
Star and bring
and then
Wow.
played it on PC. And the storytelling and everything in this game is the fucking pinnacle. I swear to God, the job system, the actual stories of the characters, the different types of characters you have in the game, the different stories. Like I mentioned the other day, Silver, I was playing as a doctor who went around and healed people, and then went into a dungeon and hit and fought a boss that was literally made out of poison next to the drinking well for the village. That wasn't me just talking random bullshit. That literally happened in this game. Yeah.
Well, you didn't mention Octopath Traveler in particular.
people are
I guess
No,
that's
because
why.
I was trying to, like, you know, hold my game of the year to
Keep
the
it
end.
under wraps.
Yeah.
Mm,
This is an absolute, like, gem of a fucking game. Like,
It's about the first one not actually getting that high of praise. From what I remember, it's not mostly positive.
If I remember correctly, it got a decent amount of praise, but it wasn't like it was
Top-notch.
highly. The first one was highly acclaimed among JRPG fans per se.
Yeah, that's probably why.
I think.
yeah, so, like, literally,
Go on Steam.
to tell you how much of a diverse cast this game has, right? There's your normal, you know, it's, like, knight character, action character. But there's also, like, the merchant. Literally is a job class and a character. So, like, the merchant literally can go around, and besides having slight battle, like, advantages, also has a whole entire system where they can go into towns and either sell stuff as a merchant, or they can get prices lowered from actual merchants in town because they're a merchant.
Ah, clever.
Fair enough.
Or
So the character's class or occupation.
yeah, or like Ochetta, the hunter, which I just mentioned, right? She literally is a bestiary character, so she can beat up a character and then capture that character and use that character as a spawn character whenever she wants. Or the apothecary. her abilities are to match herbs together, and she can buff parties or heal everybody straight up with herbs that you find around the world. It has all these different stories that you can play in any different order you want. There is hundreds and hundreds of hours of content in the game. You can play it however you want, in whichever order you want. Start with whatever character you want. Switch between characters whenever you want. And
Oh, you didn't have that.
and it's
This game didn't have that.
it's fucking.
Interesting.
I am very critical of Square, right? A lot. But they managed to develop and publish the game of the year for me, and it's not even close. Not even close.
I was gonna say, this whole lead up I was trying to think is like, man, what JRPG could outclass Sea of Stars for Tim, and it would be Octopath Traveler 2. That's probably one of the only ones that could.
Yeah, and
So,
it is. I would
there you
recommend,
go.
if you are even the slightest JRPG fan, play this fucking game. Play the demo. Fuck, play the prologue demo. It's available on Steam for free. Play it. If you like it afterwards, you can thank me later.
Let's get on with it.
Alright.
Shall we?
I've been holding on to that for like 3 weeks to be able to tell you guys what that is. I just didn't want
Well,
to
you
ruin it.
did.
There you go.
Well done.
So
Okay.
I did manage to guess it though, technically, at the end.
Yep. All that time before that, he couldn't figure it out, but during the time, he actually figured it out. Dude, it's so good though.
Which I'm
Oh
actually
my
kind of
God.
surprised that I figured it out. I was like,
It's so
wait,
good. Oh.
JRPG that came out this year. I don't know of that many, but this was definitely one of them.
Alright, so our last category that leads us into next year is most anticipated. So I want to hear what your guys' most anticipated games are out there as well, please. So please let me know.
Yeah, what are you guys looking forward to? There's a lot of games coming out next year.
So
We
I
know- we
I
know
have-
number 'em.
I have
Some
one that
soon, some not soon.
I have one AAA game and one not AAA game. So I split it up.
Yeah, perhaps I should have done that. I should have done that too.
I
All
mean,
right.
we can talk a little bit about the other stuff we're all looking forward to, because I know there's at least 3 games all of us are working forward to, and if you have anything else you want to add, go right ahead.
All right. So Murmich's is Pal World, which I know all you guys are excited for.
Everybody, I think, is looking forward to Power World to some degree.
Oh yeah. Indeed.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Despite the obscene
Yeah,
wackiness.
Metroid Prime 4 coming out in 2028. Yeah.
Oof.
No, I'm surprised we haven't heard anything about that in so long, though.
Oh, Metroid Prime 4.
Well, yeah, they reset development.
Yeah, so what do you think this game is actually going to be like?
Power World?
Yeah.
So,
Well, we've seen gameplay footage
everybody's
before, but of course it's
everybody's
not-
always looking at it and it looks like Pokemon, yes. But unlike Pokemon and Digimon, I don't believe there's any kind of evolution involved in it, per se.
Mhm.
So, besides that, I do believe it'll be like Pokemon in the sense of leveling, fighting, combating like creatures together against each other. But it's also like an open world survival game with crafting and base building and stuff.
That's awesome.
And guns, lots of guns. Everything can have guns. You can have
Oh, yeah.
guns. Your pals can have guns. Like,
It's ridiculous. From what I've
Yes.
seen of so far in the footage, it's fucking ridiculous. But
it is, and it
but
has a massive
it's-
sense of humor.
Oh yes. Yes, it does. Oh
Awesome.
my goodness! I can't wait for you to see some of the videos, Tim. We should show you some of the videos sometime.
Yeah, maybe we'll put them in
Oh,
the-
there's already ways for me to request codes for it. So
Oh, perfect.
Ooh.
I'll make sure to, guys. I'll make sure to.
Yeah. Oh, I would assume you would.
All right. Silver's is Stalker 2. Big surprise.
No surprise there.
Yeah, no, none at all.
And it's finally coming in the quarter one of 2024.
I was attacked
Yep.
while on
Well,
the job.
of course, before we get any further, I do
When I woke
want
up,
to say,
I was in almost
props to them
nothing
for
but
continuing the development despite the S that they've been dealt.
Oh
The
yeah.
whole thing. But,
Not
yeah,
much you can do there.
that's
Yep.
outside of this discussion. But yeah, it has been approximately 13 years since Stalker Call of Pripyat came out, so it has definitely been high time for there to be an official sequel to the Stalker franchise. Of course, the Metro games have somewhat filled the void, but it's not the same. Not quite the same, because the Stalker games are based in Ukraine, Pripyat, where it all started with the Chernobyl incident. And the Metro games are all based in Moscow and beyond. Well, at least in Exodus anyway, that is. The first 2 games are based in Moscow. But yeah, I'm really curious and eager, of course, to see how and where this goes. Especially considering that the events of Shadow of Chernobyl and Call of Pripyat are canon. I don't know about Clear Sky. I think that's just a spin-off, so I don't think any of the stuff that happens in that game are canon. So I'm quite curious to see how this goes and where it's going to go, because of what happened in the first game in Call of Pripyat. Most curious indeed.
Yeah.
13 years, you say. Well, who's counting? Oh, you are, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, because I've actually played.
Avowed? Is Avowed gonna come out in 2024? Yeah, probably, right?
Maybe. We don't know. But from what they've showed off, it didn't look all that impressive, unfortunately. And I was like, wait, so this is what they're working on? But I mean, it looked kind of generic. I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, it looked kind of generic. And that's a shame to say, considering it's Obsidian making this.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. Obsidian are known for some grand RPGs. What's going on? Or maybe it's because, what they've shown isn't exactly, 100% showcasing of what they will be when it finishes development. We'll see. I'll be...
Okay, Banished Ghost of Eden is what I like as well. So for Ray, it's the first Descendant, which is one that we all played together and was a lot of fun.
Yep, we all played the beta, and it felt like Korean Warframe. It was pretty nice.
Right, I wanted to play more. I really do.
I do. I also want to play more. It's
So
fun so far.
I'm part of the content creation team for the game. So
Awesome.
As soon as I get any more information about it, I'll make sure to let you guys know.
Yep.
Please do.
Because
Looking forward to it.
the only thing I can say is like, obviously the game's gonna be free to play, right? So it's not like I'm gonna be able to give out keys for the game. It ain't gonna work.
You
that
don't
way.
need to.
Because
But-
everyone can play it when it comes out.
But I think that one of the things that I'm gonna be able to be as part of the stream group is that by watching me or playing with me, of course. I haven't really gotten many games released in 2023. Not a lot of people did. These guys didn't really get that many games this year. But no, it's basically gonna be a lot of drops that I'll get.
Right, Twitch drops.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
But I'm really excited for this one. Hopefully we can get a solid core of people to play this. I would.
I think so. At the very least, even if it's casually,
Yeah, you need grappling hook,
Yeah.
man. You need grappling hook.
Right,
any
and I
game that has a
kinda-
grappling hook is good.
I kind of wish it had a more increased distance of use, or instead because I know it can hook to most surfaces, but yeah, I kind of wish you could use it a little further away from where you want it. Yeah.
Well, I think the only thing we all had kind of an issue of
limited.
was
Oh, yeah.
when they talk in the tutorial about being able to grapple to the larger bosses and do something.
Yeah,
I never
that
quite
didn't
got the hang of
work.
that. I
Me neither.
don't know if I was doing something wrong or if it was just a little buggy, but
It was
hopefully
probably buggy
that's a
'cause I was
little more
I hear you,
easier to
Sabas.
do or better explain.
Listen, Sabas, if I wasn't a streamer and I wasn't doing this, I wouldn't have had 90% of the games that I do. Right? I produce content to get keys. I mean, that's basically it, right? Like, that's what the Sublime Sunday and Coffee and Indie are all about. It's where I like, hey, your game looks cool. They're like, hey, showcase my game. Here's the key. I'm not buying all of the games, right? So if I was buying all of the games, I would have a lot less, obviously.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, so my AAA game that I am looking forward to is Hellblade 2.
Yeah, I
Fair enough.
mentioned that to Ray before
Yeah,
the
Silver was
stream,
talking about that
actually.
earlier.
Because that game, it's confirmed for 2024. They did that
Mhm.
at the Game Awards. It's
Yeah.
confirmed for this year. So, well, next
I
year. Sorry.
unfortunately never did finish the original, but I really should go back and do that.
Well, you
But
have
I
time.
love the whole. Yeah, true. I love the whole the audio in that game. Oh man, it was just top notch, and it's a must to be played with headphones. If you don't play that game with headphones, you're not getting the full experience. Period. That's
I may
one of the
only
reasons
play like
why-
Fortnite. I've been playing the Fortnite festival mode. But yeah, back to Hellblade here real quick. Yeah, the first game was an immense experience, right? It's not even meant to be like, people are always like, oh, the combat. That's not even why Hellblade
Yes.
was a good game. It was a good game
It's not
because
about
of
the combat.
the overall
It was
experience.
experiencing, especially the whole schizophrenia part. That was just like an eye opener for me. I was like, is this what it's like?
Yeah,
No,
Hellblade is
you
not
can't-
supposed to be
you can't
God
get
of
it
War.
100%.
I hate when people make that fucking comparison. They're not even the same type of game at all.
Because
Boy.
they made the game with people and professionals that understood how schizophrenia worked. But that's why it was a major part of Senua's trauma
Yeah.
experience. You got to experience what it's like to have schizophrenia as Senua. That's where you're getting the story from. Her experience, her past, her present, and what she's going through at present.
And here,
That's
for all you
the
people
game.
that are, they're all about graphics.
Play.
Hellblade 2 looks fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah,
The music.
and it'll
though, is
probably look
also-
best on PC. Calling it now.
Hey, well.
The music is also a huge part of it. I mean, come on, Vikings. Oh my goodness, the chants. Oh, yes.
I bought my
One
son
of the-
Gregory
I've memorized it.
Mario Party for Christmas. I'm gonna be playing Mario Party every day of my life from now on.
You're
All
not
right.
gonna be able to play any game.
All right, so that's my AAA game, but the indie game, well, the indie-ish game that people might be a little more surprised about is Nightingale.
Oh
Oh,
yes.
that sounds familiar. Which one's that one again?
I have not forgotten about that. That's the Victorian open world.
Yeah, open world survivor
RPG.
game. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I haven't forgotten about that. I've been keeping up with it.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I think I remember
Okay.
this.
Yeah, that game. Yeah, we
And it comes out in
Yeah.
February, and it has a release date. It's 2/22. It's on my son Gregory's birthday.
awesome. 22nd of February. Nice.
Yeah, that
But-
looks
Curious about that.
But no, this is another one where you definitely want to get some friends together. But I love the aesthetic of it. It's called a
Mhm.
gas lamp
Victorian.
fantasy world.
That's an interesting
That's-
way of describing it.
I don't think I've ever heard of that terminology.
So,
Interesting. Interesting take. Usually it's like steampunk or
Regardless of which portal variety you
Ah.
favor.
Yeah, Space Marines 2 I'll be able to play at launch because that's from Focus and they work with Airdrop.
Realm cards
I'll be-
will be necessary.
nice.
I'll be guaranteed to play that one.
Hey, there's something else that we're all looking forward to. Nobody's mentioned yet.
What's that?
EDF 6 on PC.
Yeah, true.
In the West.
Yeah, it comes out sometime in the spring, sometime in quarter one.
Sometime next year.
Oh, I can't wait to play it. Don't get me wrong, I'll buy it day one. It's just until I have
It's
any
actually
type
quite
of
this long.
yeah, exactly. But don't worry, when I sink my first 150 hours in the EDF 6, I'll stop complaining.
Let my words
Yeah.
steer your steps.
On the topic of Nightingale, by the way, some of the trailer there, the animations for some of the magic really reminds me of Bioshock.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, I can tell the game has some influence in that, right? It definitely.
That's fine by me.
Yeah, kind of like that Clockwork Revolution game that Xbox announced a while back. That one has a lot of
Yeah,
influence.
That's That's on my list.
I didn't even.
To look forward to.
I know Frostpunk 2. Is Greedfall really getting a sequel? I didn't even know that Greedfall's getting a sequel.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Greedfall
wow.
2. Yeah. That's the thing.
What do you know?
Look at you can. I can join the playtest. There you go. I'm joining the playtest for Nightingale. Look at that.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'll do
I
that.
did a while ago.
I didn't even know that was available. I just clicked that.
Oh yeah, it's been there for.
Alright.
What, a couple
So
months.
that is it for the awards. I thank you guys for chilling out for that. What we're gonna do real quick is I'm gonna go through some of the games for January. I'll be really quick. It's only me doing it. And out of them, if you guys want to pick one game that you like out of the bunch, and I'll pick what's out of what's left over, we'll do our picks for the month that way. How's that sound?
If you want, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
That way we could tell Murmich that they missed out on something.
And
Okay.
he already technically lost because he
Yeah.
didn't pick one.
So first one is Momodora Moonlit Farewell.
Oh, they're making another one of Momodora.
Yeah, that's
Another one of that.
this is the point where I realized I was like, yeah, I guess I'm gonna do a list for January.
All right. I did not know that we're making this another game.
See? Yeah.
So I have, what was it? Oh, what was the
Yeah, I am interested to see how the remastered Lollipop Chainsaw is gonna turn out.
Yeah, when I heard about that getting a remake or remaster, I was like, whoa, really?
Yeah, they're remaking one of the old Shantae games this year too. One of the old Nintendo DS ones. They're doing a.
But that's the dev that did the Advanced Wars remakes, the Shantae devs.
Oh really? Oh,
They
play
do
forward. Way forward.
Yeah, they do platformers. Why did you hire them to do a turn-based strategy?
They do platformers and they also do beat 'em ups because they're the ones that did
Right.
River City Girls.
River City Girls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Completely different games.
Next one is War Hospital,
Dear Elizabeth,
which is isometric RTS based in World War One, in a World War One field hospital.
shining in the sun.
Ah, I see trenches. Yeah.
Well, actually, you're managing a British field hospital. It's not even really like a.
You're not like in the trenches doing combat.
You're literally managing a hospital.
To be here, so I can imagine you're here with me.
Yeah, that'd be tough. Because
They brought me to
those
the
were tough times.
CCS, where they had to choose who to save and who would die.
Yeah, you literally have to.
Literally,
You literally have to pick who will save and who will die.
Poor men. Life here is
Because you
hell,
can't save
but it's better
everyone.
than being.
It's
in
like
trenches.
Papers, Please, but
Trying
you're
to make
killing
more
people.
room and make things better,
So it's like Papers, Please.
but
Just
it's
kidding.
hard.
Yeah, pretty much.
I got on the table quickly.
I actually have not
the
seen
German who shot me
Papers,
had more
Please,
sympathy in
or
his
played
eyes
it.
than the
But you
surgeon.
still want Papers, Please at some
They're
point.
exhausted.
Oh my
But
god.
the
I have it. It's on my It's on my wish list. I need to grab it at some point.
Ray,
My
come
my
on.
my daughter has it on her phone.
Some of them
Ray,
keep
you've had
scouting
years
for
to do
supplies.
this. No excuses.
I
It's
have.
a dangerous thing to do during
It's
these
just
troubled
Even
times.
I've seen Diablo
Just get
3.
other games that I'm more excited for than Papers.
All right. Next one is a VR game, a story-driven VR game called Heartshot.
Oh.
As I mentioned, this is Murmich Murmich VR games. I had the cover for him, you know.
Right.
Should be simple.
Yeah, but it's an
I mean,
an
it looks like,
espionage. Yeah.
Hell out.
Ooh. Kind of looks like something Silver would enjoy too, though.
Yep.
At least you'll be well equipped.
Get rid of that maybe on games because they're very interactive. I would do that.
Looks like it has a relatively realistic reloading too.
Pray and pray, baby. Yeah, you can catch the knife.
Throw it back. Why not?
Can catch knife. 10 out of 10. All right. Next one is Sovereign. Oh, go ahead.
You just reminded me. I forgot to mention the game you can pet a cat in. It's Ryza 3. You can pet.
Oh,
Gives
there you
items.
go.
It's-
Hey, how's it going, Proto Chaos? Sovereign Syndicate is basically a how do I put it? A CRPG that is not entirely about combat. It's more about narrative choices. Trying to remember that RPG game that was more about choices. It was about like the drunk detective. My brain's not working. Watch the trailer while I figure this out. No, I'm trying to remember that RPG game that really wasn't about combat. Shut up, Bones. Jesus Christ.
Disco Elysium? No.
Yes! Yes.
Disco Elysium.
This basically, Sovereign Syndicate is like a CRPG version of Disco Elysium.
Oh.
It's not so much about combat. It's more about narrative choices and tarot cards.
Mm.
I played a demo of it a long time ago, like probably a year and a half ago. And yeah, it's a very interesting concept. If they actually succeed with their ambitions, then it's going to be something fantastic to play. It may not be for everybody, but it's definitely going to be something a lot of people will enjoy. Alright, next one on the list is Bulletstorm VR.
I'm Trishka. No more ass grabbing.
There you go, Silver.
I was gonna say, this is a Silver game, obviously.
Let's go.
Yeah, Silver knows Bulletstorm.
Oh yeah, I played the Duke variation of that. Man, you missed one of the funniest things I've seen in a shoot in a while, involving a fucking monster truck. RC monster truck, mind you. It was actually hilarious. I even took a screenshot of it just to get the quote in there. And I just lost my shit when I saw that.
And you get an energy blade in this game. It gives you like a lightsaber.
Time to cut things up a notch.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. As let's maybe mentioned in chat, next one is Turnip Boy robs a bank.
The adventures of Turnip Boy continued.
Yeah. We committed tax evasion. Now we gotta go rob a bank to pay our taxes. This one's kind of like an action roguelike one.
Oh boy.
Yeah, who wants to...
Looks like Enter the Gungeon.
Yeah. Hey man, if they can make a franchise out of this, all power to them. I think it's
I'm
awesome.
not gonna argue with it.
And you make a lot of money. But Turnip Boy looks so cute. How could he possibly have a problem?
Innocent.
Yeah. There you go. Let's see. Next one is New Cycle. New Cycle is a civilization builder.
The will to survive and the desire to create something are humanity's most important drive.
So basically, you're building up a world after the apocalypse, right? Like the apocalypse has wiped out 75 or like 80% of civilization. So now you're building a future after that.
So you're starting the new cycle.
Yes.
Set out to rebuild
Roll
society
credits.
as the leader of a small band of survivors after large parts of the world have been destroyed by a devastating solar flare.
Yeah, it was the world was destroyed by a solar flare. That's the funny part in that story.
And give them hope for a better life.
I mean, it looks pretty good for having survived a solar flare.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm pretty sure there shouldn't be nearly this much greenery.
No, it was like the whole entire world ended because the internet went out for like a day.
These needs are not
Yeah, that sounds about right.
the morale of the entire settlement.
Next one on the
Chaos
list
ensues,
is
society dismantled itself.
Stargate Timekeepers, which I already have my code request in
What are our
for, so
options?
we're good to go.
Woo,
After this turn, the path divides.
got a demo.
The way to the right leads to the river.
So hopefully it ends up being good. I am terrible at real-time strategy games though, so I don't know how well I'm gonna be able to play this, but I'm going to try. Try when it comes out.
They certainly are
Otherwise,
demanding
we can turn left.
reaction numbers.
We shall come to a
Very
great
much
tree with a hidden passage in its trunk. We can
Alright,
open
we're already
the
halfway
front
through the
door
list. The
to
next one is like my game of the month
people
for
on top of the
sure,
tree to open the
which
way.
is Enshrouded.
We must burn
Enshrouded is the one that I'm...
the darkness.
And it's up to 16 players, guys. 16 fucking players.
Well.
Let the
That's
fire
another one
in
let's
your
maybe
veins
has
guide
been talking
you.
about.
For you
Yeah,
shall
I'm
have
excited.
nothing else to
I
survive.
Yeah.
No food or comfort.
Not even because I don't like Valheim. I just want something that's a little more expansive than Valheim. This one seems to have a little more action-heavy approach than just than Valheim.
And unleashed a ruinous
sounds
blight.
Like, I have nothing against Valheim. I think Valheim is a fantastic game, and when it's done, I imagine it is going to be top tier. I mean, I have no
Yeah.
idea what they're cooking up for that game. But for somebody who likes a little bit more action with their survival games, like, this definitely seems to tick all the boxes.
For in the fog, weakness is a feast for the mighty.
But, let's see. Another one is Anomaly Agent.
Anomaly agent.
Yeah, is a cyberpunk action platformer.
Aha, a Tim game.
Yes. But it has, basically goes around time bending.
Ah,
As in time spinner.
dealing with time anomalies.
Yeah, and it's Pew Pew Games. I mean, come on. Pew Pew.
Few games.
Yep. It's better. It's not as good as something games, but I mean, it's a close second.
It'll have to do.
Yeah.
It's something.
Gripping, and there's a giant hand outfitting.
Yeah, so that's a cool one. I think I might pick that one up myself. Next one is Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy.
Ah, getting some of the other Ace Attorney games in here.
Yeah.
They're already out on the Switch, right?
I
Ah.
believe so. Or
You're
was
right.
it just DS?
I don't know. I'm not gonna pretend to know either.
Yeah. That's why I'm asking.
2016 was the last game. Yeah, it might have been DS then.
pirates, we love to sail the seven seas. Just a bunch of scallywags who are as free as free.
Oh my god.
We swim through storms and waves, all because you see grand treasure and adventures waiting just for me.
I love the trailer for this. Great.
Let's take a breather.
Oh, okay.
Why does it give me such a hard time? Oh, there's no nut. There's no the. Okay, I was like, what? All right. So next one is Under Night in Birth 2, which is a fighting franchise that I own a couple of games in.
I've heard of these ones.
Another Arc System Works game. Man, they make a lot of anime fighters. A lot of them.
Hey, if you're good at what you do.
Yeah, but
I've never heard of this franchise, which is weird.
Oh, really?
You haven't heard of Midnight Embers? You sure?
Yeah, no.
Hmm.
I don't remember.
It's pretty
When
good.
was the last time they had one? They put one out.
I own some.
Oh
last
God.
games, so
There's a lot of them. Let's see.
that's it, I think. Well, I'm not sure about other anime fighters. Actually, I don't know if I've got any others.
Last one was let's see. 2018, 2016. Yeah,
I guess it has been a couple
yeah,
years.
it's been a while.
So it has.
Fair enough.
All right. Let's see. We're getting through the list pretty quick. Okay, this one I cannot pronounce. I'll let Silver butcher it for me.
Wait.
Yeah, pronounce that.
Let's see.
What, Roots of Yggdrasil?
Well, I can't read the text. It's very tiny. Oh, Yggdrasil. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Yggdrasil. Technically, it's Yggdrasil because an I
So-
and a Y is E.
So this is a
Yes, I know. Confusing.
a deck building settlement game
Ah.
post Ragnarok.
Yep.
Ooh.
That definitely
I
makes
see.
sense.
Cool.
Alive ones.
Yeah.
That's what the stories say. None of us.
All right. Next
remember
one
the
is
life.
Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth.
Yeah. That's on Game Pass.
I'm gonna take Roots of Yggdrasil as my pick of the month. You guys don't mind?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I'm. Maybe Nightingale. Maybe. Oh, yes.
Oh my God, a streaker! He's naked. But no, as somebody who liked Like a Dragon, like what was it? Like a Dragon. Last one in the series. But yeah, the Like the Dragon series is basically the JRPG version of the Yakuza series that is now changed over. I really enjoyed the last. Yeah, like they changed the whole series to Like a Dragon now, though. There's no Yakuza anymore.
Yeah, it's because they want to get rid of association with the whole Yakuza thing because Yakuza's
Yeah,
bad.
but Infinite Wealth is basically the continuation of the series in the JRPG format. There's still going to be action ones in the series, but this one is the JRPG one of the series. And I really enjoyed them. Yeah, like in one of the things you see, you're fighting a giant shark. Like these games are wild. I absolutely love the shit out of that.
Yeah, and the UI makes me think of Persona.
Yeah.
5.
All right. Let's see. Next one is Unforetold Witchstone.
Factions, empires, gods. They rise and they fall. The actions of individuals.
It is considered an RPG sandbox.
Interesting.
So basically, it's a CRPG, but it basically allows you a lot of freedom to basically do anything in any order that you please.
Which is interesting.
Ah, I see.
So we've already found this year's Baldur's Gate 3. It's right here. Oh. No, but I'm interested to see how much freedom it actually gives you. Right? Like,
right. It will be very interesting.
Shape fate.
all right. We only got 2 left. So do not worry. Tekken 8, obviously. I would be misguided.
Maybe it's mentioned.
Yeah, I would be misguided to not, put that on there.
Fair enough.
I believe the demo or like the open playtest begins for PC in like 2 days. So I would love to try it out because I haven't played a Tekken game in a long time.
Going somewhere.
Tekken 7.
I mean, come on, man. I'm from the generation of Tekken Tag. I mean,
Generation of Tekken 2, Tekken 3. Tekken 3 was my shit. 1999.
listen, man. I'm a Virtual Fighter fan.
Yeah. No, I'm a Mortal Kombat fan. You know, OG Mortal Kombat. We're talking 99.
Yeah, like I would say my first 3D fighting game was Virtual Fighter 2. I mean, like.
First 3D fighter? I'm pretty sure, yeah, that was that Tekken.
And then,
My first 2D fighter was a game called Capital Punishment.
I have a feeling we're never gonna see another Soul Calibur game ever again. I have a feeling
Which is a
that.
shame, because I think Soul Calibur 6 actually did pretty well.
Yeah.
Isn't that very positive?
All right.
I think the most recent one did pretty well in Japan, at least.
And the last one is Speed Crew, which is essentially like Overcooked, but you're trying to work on cars.
Oh, interesting.
And you can slap your friends. But yeah, you're working on race cars. And you gotta work as fast as you can to make it so you can win the race.
Cool.
So has anybody a good mechanic? Because I could probably use some help in this game.
Nope.
I was gonna say.
But I don't think we need to know how to be a mechanic.
No, I just know how to put out fires. That's basically it from what I saw in the trailer.
I can use a fire extinguisher.
Okay, good, you're hired. But no, I like any of the overcooked type games. They're always a lot of fun. Actually, you know what?
Party games.
I'd like to go back and play more of Moving Out too.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. But yeah, that's it for me. I think we're at the end, guys. I think we're at the end.
Well, as Let's Maybe said, Palworld might come out in January. They are scheduled to release in early access, so tentatively put that on your list.
Yeah, it's kind of like Cookie Cutter. We'll see, right? Like Cookie Cutter announced.
Here's hoping. Fingers crossed. We're excited.
Yes, but it's also all right if they delay the game if it's not ready.
If they need to, go right ahead. But it does look, from what I've seen so far, it looks pretty good.
Awesome.
That could just be good trailers, but
yeah, because we've seen those in the past.
Yes, we certainly have.
But all right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out for the podcast. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the full year of support. The podcast is taking a month break. It will be coming back in February, and we'll hopefully have plenty to talk about by then. Yeah, unless you guys got something to say, Silver, make sure to say the thing.
Happy holidays, folks.
Slong out.
Yeah, fill your slong out on the holiday.